Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Andrean High School as Armor Construction presents live coverage of the 2025 Indiana High School Football State Tournament. Tonight, the Adams Central Flying Jets take on the Andrean 59ers. I'm Andrew Mild. I'll be handling the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast. And join me with all the color analysis of tonight's game is Coach Wally McCormick. Good evening, Wally.
How are you?
You know, I'm excited because it's football weather. It's cold, it's rainy, natural playing surface, and you got two teams that met 364 days ago for a semi-state title. A very familiar sort of feel to this game as the Flying Jets, the defending state champions, are back here at Father Eckhart Stadium. It should be a really fun one.
Yeah, Adams Central has had quite a run. They played in the state championship game the last 4 years.
Yes.
They remind me of, as a community, it's old school Hobart. Coaching staff there for a long, long time. A lot of continuity, very similar offensively of what they do. And the Andrean's going to have their hands full today because, these kids have played in big games, so they're not going to be intimidated by the night. And then you flip it and look at it from Andrean. There's a ton of kids on this team that are playing tonight that played in that game last year and were disappointed in how their season ended. And when you lose in the semi-state and the team that you lose to wins the state championship game big, you use that as motivation the whole offseason to try to get back to tonight, and that's where we're at.
I'm happy that you brought up the offense for Adams Central. It is not an offense that we're familiar with here in the region. It is called a wing T offense. Can you explain a little bit more what they're trying to accomplish with that sort of formation in their plays?
Yeah, so they play with two wings. One of them is going to go in motion pretty much every down, trail motion where he comes behind the fullback. It all starts with their quarterback and their fullback. They run. They're not very big up front.
No.
But for what they do, they don't want big guys that can't move. They want athletic guys that can pull and trap, and there's a ton of misdirection involved in what they do. The thing for them, too, is their coaching staff is all people that played in the program or coaches that have been there for a long time. So they've got answers. They've seen every junk defense that people can throw up or throw up against them. And their quarterback is very, very good at what he does. They don't throw a lot. When they do, it's play action and their guys are wide open. They are definitely a run-first team unless you put them in a situation where they have to throw, and then they're going to do that.
Yeah, Jamison Roach, the quarterback for Adams Central, made some big throws last week when they went down 14-0 early against Eastbrook, who's also undefeated. But Adams Central would go on to outscore them 42-14. Their big hero was Vance Miller, who had a long rushing touchdown to give them a lead of 63 yards. They go on to win 42-28 to win another regional championship. On the other side, Andrean, they were here last week as they went up against South Mountain, and you were here, Wally, for that game. And for me, looking back at that game, there was a lot of different weapons that the 59ers can turn to offensively.
Yeah, there were, the Andrean can live a lot of different ways
exactly.
on offense. They can line up in a phone booth and play bully ball with you, or they can spread it out and throw it a little bit with Dylan Gore, or they can spread it out and attack you with Brady Ellish as a running quarterback. So, Andrean's team this whole year, their defense has been dominant against most teams. So they haven't had to score a lot of points to win in most of their games. But offensively last week, I don't think anybody would have predicted a 70 points scored between those two teams. We saw a little bit of everything. Crazy special teams plays and turnovers and interceptions returned for touchdown.
We're going to step aside for the national anthem. We'll be back after this break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And It's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Welcome back as Armor Construction presents RSN Game Night coverage of the IHSAA State Football Tournament right here on the Region Sports Network. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it is a chilly one here in Andrean High School. 45 degrees, feels like 44. The rain is coming down. In other words, perfect night for football. Andrew Mild with Wally McCormick for the semi-state game between Andrean and Adams Central. And Wally, watching Adams Central, I got to say, I was really impressed with Braylon Reber. He's their wide receiver, and he's their go-to guy. But we're also going to see the same for Tyler Bowe for Andrean. So two really talented wide receivers are going to be showcased in this contest.
Yeah, and Andrean tries to get the ball to Bowe in a lot of different ways, running some jet sweeps and bubble screens and those kind of things. Reber also plays safety, and he's really, really good on defense as well. So, yeah, those two are there's a lot of big names playing in this game today, and should be a great matchup. Obviously,
the elephant in the room, as you talked about it, is that Andrean played here last year against Adams Central, and they went down early. They were down 20-3, were able to fight back in it, lost by 7 points, and they interviewed Coach Chris Skinner, who's been here a long time, and he's just described it as it stung, as they dealt with a lot of injuries, a bit younger, and this is a really good Adams Central team that had a lot of experience, as you talked about. They would take it, go on to win state. So for Andrean, this is a game they've certainly been looking forward to all season long.
Yeah, and I mean, the score was a 7-point game, but in all reality, Adams Central took a knee on the ball at the end when they could have scored another one. Anytime you lose, it stings when you got to say goodbye to seniors, and in the semi-state, certainly it stings a little bit worse because you have all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas that you didn't do, and which does make this game a little bit unique in the sense that usually in the semi-state you play against a team that knows nothing about you and you know nothing about them, and you're scurrying to get films from all over the place. But these two have seen a little bit. So what I think is going to happen today, particularly for Andrean on defense, is they're not just going to line up and play what they did last year. They got. I'm sure they're going to come into this thing. Coach Gutowski's been around the block. He does a really good job. They're going to, and he and Skinner and those guys on the defensive side of the ball they're going to do something different, and see how it goes. And the flip side of that is, like we said earlier, Coach Mike Mosier and his staff has been to there's only been 2 head coaches at Adams Central since 1976.
That's an incredible stat.
Coach Mosier played here, just like Chris Skinner played at Andrean. Coach Mosier played at Adams Central. So you got coaching staffs full of former players that have a lot of pride and love for their schools. At this point, let's quit talking about it. Let's do it.
As Andrean has taken their sidelines, the same for Adams Central. The Flying Jets captains getting ready to walk out to midfield for the coin toss. The Jets wearing charcoal pants with white uniforms, red numbers with black trimming, and red helmets with white jets on the side, like the good old-fashioned 1980s Jets. And for Andrean, they're wearing their all reds with the white numbers, gold lettering, and then the gold helmets. Winner will face either Lapel or Brownsburg Central. And going into this, Adams Central is ranked number 1 in the 2A division, and Andrean at number 4.
Well, when you're the defending state champs and you're 13-0, you ought to be ranked number 1, right? If you wanna take the throne, you got to beat the king. And right now, Adams Central's the king of 2A football. And so, if Andrean wants to get back to the state finals, this is what stands in their way. Coach Mosier's 168-50 as a head coach at Adams Central. He's been there for 17 years. They're currently 13-0, averaging 40 points a game while giving up a paltry 13.6.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, they have a student enrollment of 408. Andrean on the other side has an enrollment of 450. Coach Skinner's 89-38 during his tenure with a state championship and a state runner-up. Last year, their season ended right here at 59 Broadway in a tough 20-13 game to Adams Central.
Coach Mosher was the 2024 IFCA Coach of the Year, 77% winning percentage. He's really turned this program into a powerhouse. They were a 1A school where they went to 3 straight state finals. They made the jump up, and then they would go on to win a state title, as we said, as they went on to beat Lincoln Stockton by a whole bunch that day.
Yeah, and I don't know how that plays out with the success factor moving up. If Adams Central was to win it again, I'm not sure that they might have to bump up to 3 next year. Adams Central brought a great crowd. The whole town, the visiting side of Andrean is completely full. Andrean crowd's still coming in. We got to get the parents out of the parking lot next door from the the tailgate here like they're at a Bears game. So the Andrean fans are still pouring in. Adams Central's got a full complement of people. And
they're loud and they're proud early on. The cold does not affect the Adams Central faithful, as Andrean will receive the ball first. Wally, any final thoughts before we get this show on the road and get ready to find out who's going to Indianapolis next week?
Well, I think all games are the same, right? Don't give up big plays. Win the special teams battle. Don't turn it over. If you do those 3 things, you got a shot to win. Now the field conditions may come into play. The big game atmosphere, that's not going to do anything to either of them because they've both been here before. So hopefully we get two clean turnover type games and both teams play well.
The Flying Jets getting ready to put the ball down as they're trying to something off the grass up there. Big shout out to the grounds crew here at Andrean. This field has gone through a lot. Snow last week, rain today, but it's still in great condition. We get ready for kickoff. Connor's ready to boot it away for the Jets. Or Cohen's, correction. Braylon Cohen's for this Quintel kickoff. This kickoff, all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. It gets past one of the men and into the hands of Johns. Johns takes it up to the 45.
Yeah, Gavin Jones with the ball skipped through somebody in the second row and went to the back row to Gavin Jones, and Jones hit a seam up the middle, and he was one guy away from taking that to the house. So nonetheless, Andrean's going to have good field position to start this off.
Gavin Jones picked it off the ground, wet ball and all, and ran it up on a good return to start off the game, as it will be Brady Ellish to start off as quarterback for Andrean. The 2-quarterback system between Ellish and Dylan Gore. Ellish, the senior, more known for his running ability, an athlete in his own right. Put Vo in motion. He's going to fake it, and going up the middle is Ellish. Ellish moving across into plus territory, and that's a 9-yard gain. It'll be second and manageable.
So Andrean puts trips into the boundary. They're trying to find out and identify where Adams Central is going to play their Sam linebacker. They actually split the guy out. They fake the jet sweep to Tyler Vo, and Brady Ellish runs the counter, which is the bread and butter play for Andrean.
Ellish ran for 64 yards last week, had himself a touchdown. An empty look, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ellish rolling off to his left, sets his shoulders, throws, and it's deflected off the hands of his intended receiver, Tyler Vo. It will be 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's second and short. That's a pretty good opportunity to take a shot and throw. Andrean ran a 3-man flood route, which is their favorite sprint out pass. They had Tyler Vo was open, and the ball was a little overthrown.
Vo is second in receiving yards in the region, behind only Michigan City's Zaire McKinney. So Vo has a chance to pass him if he has himself a good game. Third and short from the Flying Jets 46. Fake handoff. Elish stumbling, keeping his footing, running across the corner. He got himself a first down and more. Flying Jets fans thought that they had a tackle in the backfield. Instead, Elish kept it, saw that left side of the field was wide open and ran it for a Four Seeds Mechanical first down.
Yeah, I think Andrean was running a zone bluff play where they were reading that defensive end, and the fullback coming across was running out into the flat and happened to run into the defensive end. And good thing Brady Ellis was a good athlete and was able to scramble and pick up a first down.
Just short of the 33-yard line. Drive started on their own 45, and Elish with a couple of good runs early. They're going to the pistol. They'll hand it off to Stovall, and Stovall gets stood up. Maybe a yard, if anything, gained there for Brady Stovall, the junior.
Adam Central's not really big on their defensive side of the ball. What they are is they're very good at their techniques. They have two good safeties. Their down 4 defensive linemen really do a good job of closing down and trying to spill things to the outside.
An empty look for Andrean as Elish gets the call from the sideline. Audible, 2 receivers to the left and a split back look, and 2 receivers to the right. Ball at the 33 is going to be a quarterback power play and a tackle from Cameron Fable pretty quickly.
Well, what Andrean's trying to do right now is spread them out with empty looks that show pass and run the ball with a normal 2-back running game, just direct snap into Brady Elish. And the defensive end for Adams Central did a nice job of getting off a block and making a play.
It's 3rd and 9. That was a 1-yard gain for Elish. Same look here. Putting the receiver in motion, working back to his right. Elish pointing at the line. They need 9 yards to get a fresh set of downs. With 7 seconds left on the play clock. Elish in the gun. Receives the ball. Looks to his right. Throws it pretty quickly. Low throw caught. And I believe a flag just got thrown here on this near sideline.
There's all kinds of people celebrating. I'm not really sure what for. Adam Central's pointed. It's their ball. A first down, Andrean.
That was completed to Stetson Sullivan. He had 3 catches for 33 yards last week. And Andrean's win against Southmount by a final of 52-32, a high-scoring affair. And a lot of that was the offense for Andrean, as they had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a pick 6 late to ice the game.
So Andrean's got Javier McCoy in the backfield right now with Brady Elish. He's a big
They're going to fake it to McCoy. Elish going up the gut, and he's close to a first down. As they fake it to McCoy, and Elish using his legs again, and it is a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Well, and what Andrean is continuing to do right now is spread people out, make it look like they're in throwing formations, and that because of Brady Elish's ability to run, they still have the math. So now you got Javier McCoy, who's a big back. You got Ethan Reyna lined up at the wing. That's a couple of big physical young men.
They're going to feed the big man McCoy. McCoy got maybe a yard or 2 there, tackled by David Fisher. And Andrean is going fast too, Wally.
Well, I think going into this game, you look at that Adam Central's got 5 or 6 kids that play both ways. So certainly you may be inclined to try to hurry up the pace of the game to see if we can get them tired. At this point, it's cold. I don't know that that's a factor, but
Reyna went out, and Brody Lane has come in. 2 receivers to the left. The ball is at the 9-yard line, 2nd and 7. So Andrean still has a chance to get a first down. McCoy bumps off the defender. McCoy falls forward. As for a moment there, it looked like Adam Central had a tackle in the backfield, but McCoy, not an easy man to bring down.
No, and Andrean's reading the defensive end, and that time Brady Elish gave the ball to Javier McCoy, and right now they're 3rd and 5, and with the personnel group that Andrean has on the field, they're going to spread it out.
Andrean converted on a third down earlier on in this drive. They're at the 7. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Andrean moving some pieces around. Adam Central getting ready. 2A division, so you see both players playing both ways. Quick break out of the huddle by Andrean, and the 59ers want to use a timeout. As they take a timeout, we'll take one with them. As you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Head on over to Catch, where the games are always on and the good times never stop. Whether you're here to watch the game on any of the 25 big TV screens or enjoying fantastic food with friends, we've got you covered. On Broadway and 30 in Maryville, get your Catch on. Andrew Meyer, Wally McCormick, 3rd and 5, a big third down coming up for Andrean, just outside of the goal line. They can get to the 2-yard line. It would be a Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Empty look, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right of Elish. Receiver going in motion. It's Sullivan. Flag flying out. And that's going to be a false start on Andrean.
Well, I mean, obviously that's about the worst thing that could happen here for Andrean. But we still got two downs here. We'll cut it in half, get close. Andrean appeared that they were going to quarterback run again. Adam Central came out and manned that time against the 4 receivers.
If Jax Alvarez is their place kicker, his longest on the year is 24. It's 3rd and 10 after they got backed up 5 yards. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right.
Adam Central playing zone right now, so they got a lot of eyes on Brady Elish.
Elish looking. He's going to escape the pocket, running to his right, and a diving tackle brings him down. Xander Shorts, the leading tackler on this team, came in with 131 tackles, gets 132, and it stalls out the Andrean drive. They're going to come out and line it for a field goal.
Yeah, Andrean brought Tyler Vode on motion across the formation. They tried to run their 2 outside guys on slants and have Vode wheel up the sideline. Brady Elish saw a gap, tried to take it out the back door, and the guy made a great tackle in the open field.
About a 26-yard field goal attempt here for Alvarez, which would pass his season high at 24. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good. So Jax Alvarez, who was 4 for 5 on field goals this year, had a field goal last week, hits his longest on the year by 2 more yards, and Andrean's on the board first, 3-0. And well, I got to say, kudos to Adam Central. They really bended but didn't break on that drive.
Yeah, and I think you look at it from 2 ways. If you're Andrean, you really struggled offensively against them last year.
That's true.
To come out and have some success and get some points in the first drive, it's got to give you a little bit of confidence. I mean, certainly you'd like a touchdown, but you got 3. So now we'll flip it around and see what Andrean's defense can do here. I think that drive took up about half the first quarter, which is, if you're Andrean, it's hard for Adam Central to score when they don't have the ball.
That's true. You know, about 5 minutes and 26 seconds on a drive that started on their own 45 and it ended with a 26-yard field goal. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Thank you for joining us on a very interesting day in the region. The battle on Broadways. This game going on between Andrean and Adam Central, and then Maryville is facing Concord for a chance to go to state.
I think we'll see.
Is Ichiro Wachowski that is doing the kicking for Andrean.
Yeah, Andrean uses 2 different kickers. I'm not quite sure what the...
Wachowski's kick going towards the sideline. It takes a couple of hops and into the arms of the return man, trying to find somewhere to go, and he was able to get it across the 20. And here comes that wing T offense ran by the Flying Jets.
Great open field tackle by sophomore Bruce Morehouse on that kickoff.
And that was returned by Roach, the quarterback.
All right, so the question here for me is Andrean going to come out in their three-man front, or are they going to try to play an even front to give them a different look?
I will say, for any cameraman out there, this is a nightmare type of offense for you. You never know where the ball is going to go. A lot of misdirection. It's a good thing it's an audio-only broadcast. They pitch it to the outside, and a good run there, but a big hit.
All right, so play number one, Andrean comes out in kind of a 4-4 defense, and Adams Central runs their rocket toss. They bring one of those wings in motion. The quarterback reverses out and pitches to him. It gets to the outside in a hurry. They will run a counter off of that. They will fake that toss, run a bootleg the other way.
That was Joey Everett gaining 6 yards, make it 2nd and 4 from their own 28-yard line. Roach hands it off to his fullback up the middle, Vance Miller, and Miller will get a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
This is going to be the ultimate game of eye discipline for Andrean's defense. Because that guy's going in that trail motion every down the entire game. You know, people got to play in a phone booth and read their keys, because these guards and tackles pull all over the place and they try to trap like crazy. And eye discipline is going to be huge for Andrean tonight. Last
year, when these two teams faced off, Adams Central ran for 247 yards, averaged 8 yards per carry. Now, I'd say that's pretty good. Got a first down, and Roach is going to keep it himself as he wiggles through a tight hole, and 3 really good runs that open up today for the Flying Jets. That's a 9-yard gain, just short of the first down marker. They're at the 43-yard line.
The Jets are doing what a lot of people do here. They're varying up formations early in the game, trying to get a feel for how Andrean is going to line up against their different formations. And right now,
Adams Central averages 270 rushing yards per game. And you're starting to hear why. 2nd and 1 from their own 43. And it's a QB sneak and a physical play. And Jamison Roach, the quarterback, gets a first down. That's sponsored by Four Seasons Mechanical.
You know, the key when you play a team like this is like playing a Russ Radke team or an old Elmer Britton team, is you need to win first downs on defense. So, you know, because they're going to go for it on fourth down the entire game. So right now, Andrean needs to win first down to try to get ahead of the sticks.
It's a 3-yard gain. They're on the 46-yard line. Stacking that right side, and they'll hand it off up the middle to their fullback, Vance Miller, with a strong run. That's about a 6-yard gain to make it 2nd and 4.
Defensively, too, I think the key against Adams Central is taking the fullback out of the game. It's the same thing. You know, you fake the toss and hand it to the fullback going under up through the middle, and he's a little tank. He runs hard.
They're on the Andrean 47, so the Jets have already entered plus territory here. Man in motion, and it's a keep by Roach. Roach trying to find the sideline, and he gets tackled close to the first down marker, and it looks like they're going to give it to him.
See, and it's the same exact look as the previous play, except for this time Roach fakes the ball to the fullback and continues and runs it around the end. So they're presenting Andrean with a lot of different looks, and they don't care who carries the ball. They don't have a guy that they're going to feature here. You're going to have three, 4 guys carrying the ball all night today.
Well, Miller was the undisputed player of the game last week. We ran for 191 yards and 2 crucial touchdowns to give him a regional championship and another trip to semi-state. Run up the middle, and Andrean trying to push him back. They do, and there might be a player down for the Flying Jets.
Number 60.
That is Nate Gherkin.
So Adams Central that time went in an unbalanced look. They brought the tackle over, which means that backside tackle, who's probably wearing a tight end number, was technically eligible by position.
Now about a 2 to 3 yard gain for Adams Central, as they've now moved it up to the Andrean 41. Nothing but run plays.
Well, and that's the they lull you to sleep, and if your safeties start coming up and making a bunch of tackles, then we get the play action, and they get 24 running a post.
And that's when you got Reber Dangerous wide receiver he is. A nightmare matchup. Miller getting the carry, going off the hip of his right tackle. And it's another impressive run by Vance Miller. And this is going to be third down coming up for Adams Central.
And I believe that, Andrean's having a little bit of difficulty right now just adjusting to the pace of how quick Adams' linemen pull and how quick. Your prep team, God bless them, they don't run it like these guys do all week in practice. So they got to takes a little adjustment period.
3rd and 3 from the Andrean 37. Man in motion. Handoff. Miller. And he's going to have a first down. They keep feeding the 5'11 senior Vance Miller, who's listed as a fullback. One of my favorite answers they have ever heard while they interviewed him after the game. And what did you see on that 63-yard rushing touchdown that ultimately was the game winner? His answer was green grass.
Well, that's a good thing to see if you're a running back.
He said a hole, and then after that, nothing but green grass for Miller's.
Adams Central, the game. Man, they really do a lot. I mean, that was an outside veer play. Like they trap every gap. They read every gap. Here comes the counter.
Pitch, hand off a counter, and plenty of space as the blockers get out in front. A phenomenal fake there from Roach. And then Reese Hammond had a good run.
As you talk about eye discipline, running backs will lie to you. Linemen usually don't. And that time they faked a toss sweep to the far side of the field, pulled a couple of linemen back this way. A super big play here by Andrean from Mitchell Myers, because he was about the only thing left over here.
2nd and 3 from the Andrean 25, and the flags are flying out. Roach ran it, and as Wally said, looks like we're going to have a penalty on the Flying Jets.
Yeah, the one wing went in motion and the other one started in motion, and that's a no-no. So, which is a good thing too, because they gave that option look again, and the quarterback pulled it and got to the edge a little bit. Ultimately, what you have here is Andrean is way bigger,
and that's something that Coach Mosher talked about, is that they outsize us, so they need to control the line. And with the way they're running their offense right now, I would say they're definitely controlling that line of scrimmage. So passing the first key that Mosher was looking for.
Ben Novak is playing some nose guard right now, which I didn't see him playing.
The IU commit. A ball up the gut. Nothing tricky there for the Flying Jets. Getting some of those yards back they just lost on the false start, as they move it back to the 25-yard line.
Adams Central's offensive line does a really good job of getting off the ball. They play low when they get off the ball, and
they're quick.
Yeah, they are.
That's one way you can beat size, just being fast. But yeah, Ben Novak is out there. They're really stacking the line. Novak, who was going to go to Wisconsin, just changed his college to IU. Run to the left. Did the Jets get enough? It looks like it might be a yard short.
That's a big down now. Another great play by Mitchell Myers. He's very physical from that safety spot. Taking Novak out at the nose guard.
Looks like that was Lachlan that ran it. 15 seconds left, and it's 4-down territory presented by Four Seasons Mechanical.
Quarterback
run
sneak
up the middle. And Andrean fighting in that pile.
Yeah, they didn't get very much. Depends on the spot here.
Referees running in. They might have to check the spot on this. As Roach went up the middle, ran into a semi-truck, and then tried to fall off the pile. They're going to say it's a first down for Adams Central, and the fans erupted. You can feel the tension in the stadium. But Adams Central had their prayer answered.
Yeah, and I don't understand why we don't bring the chains out there and measure it. If it's that close that you're going to sit there and stare at it for 2 minutes, how about you bring the chains out and get a measurement? But nonetheless, it's a first down.
And that's the end of the first quarter. You're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Strack and Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Welcome back to coverage of the 2025 Indiana High School Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction right here on the Region Sports Network. Angel Mild with Wallen McCormick at Father Eckhart Stadium. 3-0 Andrean, but Adam Central marching down the field as we enter the second quarter. They're on the Andrean 22 after they converted a fourth down play where Roach just got enough. This team's been really good on fourth down this year. There's a 69% conversion rate, and that continues to be a bright spot for the Flying Jets.
Yeah, 69%, that number is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. They haven't had to run too many fourth down plays, but when they do, it's paid off. The ball is on the left hash. The double wing look. Man in motion. Handoff up the middle, and it's Miller.
Yeah.
And Vance Miller stumbles forward. And about a good chunk play, he's about 6 or 7 yards there.
And they've got Andrean going sideways with all that perimeter type run, and this time they go in that motion and run the trap with the fullback right up through A gap, and you have to read your keys in this game. Andrean's pad level right now is too high.
They moved it up to the Andrean 15. They'll make it 2nd and 3. Roach under center. Man moving to his right, fakes it.
Throwing.
He's looking to throw. Roach towards the end zone, too high. Man goes down. We're going to have a pass interference call.
Well, I can't for the life of me know why we would want to, if you're Adam Central, why you'd want to throw the ball right there. But they faked the toss, ran a bootleg, tried to hit their big receiver on a corner route. And we're going to get some sort of face guarding, I think, on Brady Ellish.
Try to get to Ashton Yergler.
Yeah.
6 catches for 130 yards this year. And that foul occurred in the end zone. It'll be a four-season mechanical first down. And it's 6-yard line. A long drive for Adam Central. The drive started with 5:30 on the clock in the first quarter. Run to the right, big hit.
Javier McCoy.
Whew. Coming in like a freight train. Javier McCoy.
Yeah, and
But it picked 6 last week.
The problem is with he's playing outside linebacker. If he's got to make that play, now we come right back. They fake it to the fullback, and the quarterback scoots around him. So
2nd and goal from the Andrean 6. So no gain there for the Flying Jets. Trying to become the first team to find the end zone in this semi-state contest.
Unbalanced by Adams.
It's a fake. Roach going to his right, goes past the defender and into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets!
Well, and Adams Central is an if-then offense. If you take this play away with that guy, then we're going to do this. And they come right out, and he puts the ball in the fullback's belly. The outside linebacker closes down on him. The quarterback pulls it, goes around the end for a touchdown.
Jamison Roach with his 23rd rushing touchdown this year. You combine that with his passing touchdowns, that gets him up to 37. So it's a pretty good year for Jamison Roach, who's only a junior.
Yeah, and he's the holder, too. So you have, especially here at 5959 Broadway, the Tommy Finn is the
high
holder.
One.
That's huge.
And it's deflected by Andrean.
Yeah,
it was a high snap from Reese Hammond. Roach tried to bring it down, and then Cohen's kicked it into the back of one of his linemen. So no good. It's 6-3.
Yeah, I think Brady Ellish got a hand on it, and that's big. You know, we talked in the pregame about win the special teams battle, and they've already given up a long kickoff return and now missed an extra point. But impressive first drive for Adams Central, and it's kind of a feeling out process, and they look pretty good.
7-minute drive, 78 yards. They started on their own 22.
At this
that
point,
ran the rest out of the first quarter and even early into the second quarter.
At this point, we'll be home by 9.
Both teams ran the ball an awful lot. We expected that from Adams Central, but even the same for Andrean. And Andrean sustained themselves a good drive, but then they stalled out when they got close inside the red zone. So you got to think, after a long drive for Adams Central offensively, their defensive job, get a 3-and-out, get that offense back out there.
And if you're Andrean, right now you've had 2 huge red zone penalties.
Yes.
Jump off sides at the 5-yard line.
That's
or
true.
Whatever it was, and then the pass interference in the back of the end zone. So,
and you said that too, the team that makes the less amount of mistakes, they don't walk away with the trip to Indianapolis, and so far it's been Andrean. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers.
well, it's important right now, I think, that Andrean's got to get a first down here. They gotta allow, Andrean's defensive coaches are over there probably trying to settle their kids down and look at some stuff on the huddle film. So Andrean needs to get a first down or something so that they have an opportunity to kind of catch themselves after that long drive.
We saw Jones return the ball earlier up to the Andrean 45, and they're not going to give him a chance. It's a high kick, and it's deflected away, but they're going to say it could be illegal touching.
Yeah,
it was an onside kick attempt, and it was a good one, but the flag came in from the side judge, and for me, that's in the area of illegal touching on the Flying Jets.
No, that's ours.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure exactly what the rule is, but wow, that was an amazing kick.
Yeah, he kicked it right into the ground, and it went up about 10 feet, and there was no one over here except one Andrean player that could hear that footsteps coming through. The referee's going to have a long discussion here in front of the Flying Jets sideline.
Yeah, I don't believe the Adams Central faithful are impressed with that call, but I think the way the rule states, I could be wrong, is that they got to have an opportunity to catch that. Now, I'm pretty sure that the guy did not signal fair catch.
Where they're saying that they haven't really said anything. Andrean's offense out there is same for Adams Central's defense. As Coach Mosher is trying to get an answer, and a lot of the Jets fans are thinking the same thing. They keep yelling, our ball. And the thing that they just called fair catch interference. Did you see that? I didn't see illegal touching. I saw the referee do the pass interference call where he looks like he's shoving someone with 2 arms. But instead, it's not illegal touching like we thought it was going to be. Okay.
Well, yeah, and at this point right now, Andrean's in great field position, starting this drive off at the 50.
Yeah, they just spotted the ball down on their own 49-yard line where the ball was touched. Man in motion. And it's Gore at quarterback. RPO flicks it over to Vo. Vo got a good block, and he'll get some yards there, about 5 yards. And now the Flying Jets fans are calling for a hold that allowed Vo to spring for those 5 yards.
And let me tell you, Andrean ran that a couple times last week, and that the receiver didn't make the block. Today he did. He made it. So we got Dylan Gore. Dylan Gore's in at quarterback right now. Same thing, Andrean's in an empty with 5 receivers, and we're going to chuck it. Got him.
Over the middle of the field, and the man wide open as a man fell over from the Flying Jets. As it goes through the hands of Brody Lane, he could have walked in for a 46-yard touchdown. Instead, Adams Central will breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, so Andrean lines up in empty with 5 receivers. Adams Central's in a 4-deep safety, and Brody Lane ran right, split the 2 safeties. Dylan Gore hit him in the forehead with the ball, maybe a little bit behind him. Andrean will come back to that again.
Gore, more of a passer than Brady Elish. 11 for 15 for 111 yards last week. 3 receivers to the left, or to the right, 1 to the left. Gore rolling to his right, looking for somewhere, throwing on the move, low throw. Did Vo bring that in? Referees coming in, and they look like they're signaling a catch. 14 Mechanical, first down. Good throw by Gore while on the move, looking like a shortstop as they mark the ball down at the 36-yard line of Adams Central.
Yeah, Dylan Gore gets flushed from the pocket, makes a good throw on the run down low. I thought it bounced on the ground. The officials didn't.
Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Still going for that empty look. It's
Middle
a screen
screen.
play as they find Brody Lane. Brody Lane being stood up. He can't get out of the grasp. Xander Schwartz once again. He is everywhere. The middle linebacker for Adams Central.
Yeah, it looked like the middle screen was there. The defensive line all went flying up at Dylan Gore, and number 22 made a really nice solo tackle right there in the middle of the field, which could have been a big play.
It's only a 2-yard gain instead of that big play, as you mentioned. The ball currently resting on the 34-yard line. 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Okay, we've got big boys in here. We got Ethan Reyna at fullback, Javier McCoy at tailback.
And they're going to give it to McCoy with the lead blocker. McCoy hits the hole hard, and he drags a man with him in the 14th Mechanical first down.
Oh, I love watching that guy run.
Him and Brady Stovall, two guys that run the ball with such ferocious tenacity.
Yeah, and Ethan Reyna, their inside linebacker, was dealing with some injuries. I think he might have a cast on his hand today. He comes in at fullback, and he's a difference maker as a lead blocker. So
Reyna got a good amount of looks from Big Ten schools.
yeah, I think he's been offered by a couple. So at this point, I mean, he's got another year. So
In Minnesota, Wisconsin,
Rutgers, I believe.
they're on the 20-yard line, the 59ers. Ellish ran the first drive under center, but they have a 2-quarterback system. And this play is
Timeout
being
Andrean.
blown dead. A timeout for Andrean, their second of the first half. We'll see if that comes back to bite them later on. But for now, we will step aside for a quick break. You're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to be the only game in town. Andrew Mild, Wally McCormick, and Andrean High School semi-state game. It's a 6-3 lead for Adams Central, but a really good drive by Andrean, who just used their second timeout of the half. They're going for a pistol look. One receiver to the right, two to the left of Dylan Gore. Gore, pressure coming in. Looks like they could be setting up for a screen as he flings it downfield. An incredible grab. He's reaching for the pylon. Did he get in? No. He stepped out of bounds as Dylan Gore made an exceptional throw and found Stetson Sullivan for 4 seeds Mechanical first down.
Yeah, that's a great throw by Dylan Gore, who's a sophomore. He got flushed out of the pocket, threw one. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought he was throwing it away where the ball went. It was a great back shoulder throw. So Andrean's in business down here.
Inside the 5, it's a handoff and undercuts is Javier McCoy. That's one way to take out a big man, is go for his legs.
Yes, and he sure did. He brought a guy off the edge, and he got to McCoy before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. Andrean needs a touchdown here.
Looks like that was Cameron Fable, the senior, that came in and took out McCoy. Not an easy task for anyone. They're now on the 4. They actually lost a yard on that play.
Big boy look again. Ethan Reyna in at fullback.
McCoy still in the backfield. They're in the pistol behind Gore. They're going to give it to him again. McCoy got 2 yards there. They mark him down at the 2. Another 3rd and goal coming up.
Andrean's going really quick. I anticipate seeing the. Oh, here we go. Tush push.
Yeah, they're going for the tush push. Late substitution. There's the push. And did Gore get in? There was just a pile of humanity behind the goal line. Referees coming in, trying to sort this one out. And they're going to say it's 4th down as Andrean has reached inside the 1. They can sniff the goal line, but the Adams Central Flying Jets currently grounding them from getting inside the end zone. A big play coming up. This is 4 down territory presented by Four Seasons Mechanical. Looks like they're lining up for that tush push again. There they go. Will they get it the second time? Gore for a second, third effort. He gets out of the pile. Did he get in?
Nobody's putting their arms up.
No whistles are being blown as they let that one play out. Some of the Andrean linemen think he's in, and he is in! Touchdown, Dylan Gore! And the 59ers respond after a 7-minute drive from the Flying Jets.
Yeah, if I was Adams Central, I would not be happy. I mean, if you're the official on the side, you got to make a call. It's either
true.
We can't unpile 10 people and then say it's a touchdown. But for Andrean gets the needed touchdown.
They weren't happy with the onside kick call.
No.
They thought Tyler Vaux dropped the ball on 3rd down, and even that last one. And these Jets fans putting their palms up in the air asking, how come we can't get a call right now?
Yeah, huge answer, though, from Andrean. Coming back after that impressive 7-minute drive that Adams Central had, Andrean took it back. And, both teams right now are basically going to say that we're going to run the ball, we're going to try to run it down your throat. And Dylan Gore made a great 3rd down throw that was huge in that particular drive. So Andrean sticking with the rotating quarterbacks theory here. They did it all last week where Brady Ellis would play a series and then Dylan Gore would. And so far they've both taken them on 2 good drives.
The extra point was good by Jax Alvarez to make it a 10-6 game. And I agree with you. I was really impressed with Dylan Gore on that drive. By far the play of the night was his throw to Stetson Sullivan, where we both thought he was trying to throw it out of bounds with the pressure coming in. But back shoulder, Sullivan hauled it in, set them up on the 4-yard line, and eventually, a few plays later, they scored their own touchdown in response to the long one by Adams Central. Note here, the Flying Jets kicked the ball off to start off the game. They'll get the ball to start off the second half. And if they can sustain a drive like they did the last time, they could end this first half with some points and then take some momentum into the second half. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Patiently await to see the Flying Jets offense come back out.
Yeah, so Andrean this last 2 weeks have kicked a lot of balls into the left corner.
And they're going to kick it towards the middle, end over end kick, and it's fielded at around the 10-yard line. And man, Andrean hits hard as that was a
Brody
good
Lane
return. And the fans not happy about another call. Starting to hear some boo birds on this side of the field. And you're right, it was Brody Lane with a big hit.
Oh, these people are wound up.
Well, they traveled 3 hours to get here for this semi-state rematch from a year ago. Almost a year later, as Adams Central celebrated it on this field and then went back down to Lucas Oil where they won their first state title in 2 decades.
Okay, this is something that Adams Central hasn't done. Now, they're in their little spread set, but they got the receivers condensed in. And you got their 6'4" receiver down here on the bottom. We got Brady Ellis playing him man-to-man. They try to trap, and Andrean does what they need to do, which is somewhat win first down. I think he'd give up 2 yards there, but that's better than what they've been averaging.
That was Miller up the middle for 2 yards, as Wally said, as Miller had some really impressive runs building off what he did last week. 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Andrean with 1 timeout to work with. The Flying Jets have all 3. The ball is on the left hash. Man working his right. It's a pitch to that side, trying to stretch it out. Finding a hole and getting close to the first down marker is Joey Everett, who has over 450 rushing yards this season. It will be 3rd and 3 coming up for Adams Central.
And sometimes people, when they want to run to the edge, they bring the edge closer, and that's what Adams Central did there. By their receivers are only lining up about 4 or 5 yards outside the offensive tackle, and that time they were able to get some bodies to the perimeter.
Ball is spotted at the 39-yard line. Looks like they need to get to the 41 here. Miller, it's a fake to him, and trying to run is Roach, and Roach is grabbed down and thrown down by Jones. McCoy.
Yeah, Javier McCoy made a great play there on that. That was a belly G option there where he pulled it out of the fullback, went to the perimeter. On their big downs, the quarterback's going to run the ball, and Andrean was ready. Coach Gutowski, I don't know what kind of adjustments they made coming out of that first drive, but when you win first down, gives you a chance, and we're going to see a punt.
McCoy with the tackle. Fourth down. Might see our first punt of the game. Low snap. Oh! And it's blocked. It looked like a flying jet fell into his own blocker. Picking it up is Andrean, and they're running towards the end zone. Touchdown, 59ers.
Javier McCoy launched the personal protector from Adams into the ball, and the Adams guy blocked the punt himself, but McCoy launched him.
Bruce Morehouse, the sophomore, who recovered from shoulder surgery earlier this year, scoops it up and runs it into the end zone to make it a 10-point game.
Well,
you said it, special teams going to be a big part of this game.
And there's been some weird special teams plays that happen right now. You know, Andrean's blocked an extra point. Andrean got the possession at the 50-yard line twice, and now the block punt. Huge play. And you know, for Andrean fans, they got to be excited because the two guys involved in that play are sophomores, and they're going to be here for a couple more years. So
the snap, the hold, and the extra point splits the uprights as Javier McCoy gets the tackle on third down. He launches a flying jet into the punt, and it leads to a touchdown. It's a two-possession lead for the 59ers. We will take a quick break before the kickoff. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Andrew Mile, Walden, McCormick, Andrean for the big play on special teams leads to a touchdown to take an 11-point lead. Good kick here. Takes a hop, scooped up by the return man for the Flying Jets. It's Riebel. Riebel stopping on a dime, trying to go somewhere, and he falls down just short of the 30.
Gavin Jones with the tackle on the kickoff.
And I got to say, that was a huge drive, a huge stop for Andrean after they allowed Adam Central to take 7 minutes off the clock, score a touchdown.
Yeah,
they stop them and then get a blocked kick and run it in.
It's a big drive right here with Adam Central getting the ball coming out of the half. So this would be a big stop if Andrean could get one.
Roach under center.
Counter.
And Roach is going to keep it. And he gets past the initial tackler and was able to get some yardage there, falling forward just short of the 35. About a 5-yard gain for Adam Central.
Yeah, Roach faked a toss to the wide side of the field and then followed his pulling guard and tackle coming back to the short side and was able to get a couple yards.
Officially, it's 2nd and 6 at the 34. Only see one pass play for Adam Central. Ball on the right hash. Same man in motion. They pitch it to the far side of field near the Andrean sideline. Andrean trying to stretch him out, and they tackle him short of the 40. It'll be about a yard short of that first down marker.
Yeah, they went with that wide side toss play, and Andrean struggled all night. I mean, they did a good job of stringing it out, but
They're going to move those chains. It's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
it becomes a numbers thing out there
Yes.
on the perimeter. You know, they're pulling two guys out there. They got a receiver cracking. They got a lead fullback, and there's a lot of bodies going to the edge.
Ball on the left hash at their own 39. Adam Central just going to go up the gut.
ball's
And
out.
Miller fumbles the ball. It's scooped up by Andrean.
Zupan.
Zupan was able to punch it out.
No, with Jordan LaFoy, number 30.
And LaFoy was able to recover it.
So I don't know if it was Javier or if it was 7, Christian Gavin, but they got a hand right in the mesh. So they would give the ball to the fullback on kind of an outside veer path. They got a hand in on the mesh, and the ball just popped out, and Andrean picked it up. So Andrean's in business right now. This would be huge if they could turn this. There's plenty of time, 2:55 in the quarter.
The 21st turnover forced by the Andrean defense this year. Their 5th fumble recovery.
All right, we're back to Brady Ellish.
Ellish out there after Gore made some big throws that led to an Andrean touchdown. The ball is at the 41-yard line. Lane in motion, going to his left. They're going to throw. Ellish, plenty of time, good pocket, and a bad throw to Vo as he tried to work his way back. Couldn't bring it down. It will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and that's Brody Lane was the inside receiver. He came to the perimeter, and two guys went with him. And Tyler Vogt was wide open across the middle. I don't know if it got tipped. The ball looked kind of funny, and it was a little bit behind Vogt. So much for the, hey, we're going to bring in the running quarterback and run the ball as Andrean comes out and empty and throws it on first down.
2:50 left in the first half. 17-6. Andrean has scored 14 unanswered. A long drive that led into a QB sneak into the end zone, and then a blocked punt return for a touchdown. They're going to run Ellish to the right. Block out in front is Vo, and that is a big hit on that far side. And the flag is flying in.
Flag is laying there in the, we're calling holding area.
Yeah, right around the line of scrimmage, which was the 41. This also could be in a legal shift on the 59ers. Either way, Andrean is backing up already before the call is even made. That's about a 4 or 5 yard gain for Andrean.
Come on.
Here comes the call.
Yeah.
It is an illegal shift. And they're going to say it's a personal foul. So the illegal shift was declined, and then they called a personal foul.
Well, all right, 2nd and 20.
Hard to tell as the referee faces away from us. It's actually a hold. Correction, it was a hold.
Makes more sense.
Yes. So it pushes them back 10 yards. It's 2nd and 20.
So right now they're in that empty look again, where 6 could go right up the seam here. They had it earlier and missed it. Here it comes. Nope,
Ellish
didn't release
on
it.
a throw. Strong throw downfield, and he overthrows Tyler Vo. If Vo was able to bring that one in, that would have been a first down. They've gotten those yards back and then some. It's now making it 3rd and long from their own 49-yard line after the hold. 2:30 left, and Adam Central has all 3 timeouts. If they get the ball back, they could go up tempo and find their way into the end zone to close out the first half.
Yeah, and I don't know what the timeout situation here is. I think Andrean was to run right now. Was Adam Central just going to burn a timeout? I don't know what they have.
Okay, 1 timeout for Andrean, 3 for the Flying Jets. Andrean, the empty look, spreading out the Adam Central defense. 2 receivers to the right, to the left. Vo in motion. They fake it to Vo. Ellish is going to run it. He spins off a couple of defenders, and he falls. Ball is out. There's a pile, and there is a Flying Jet at the bottom of it. He might have the football. Adam Central might have gotten that ball back after they coughed it up themselves. And it is Adam Central football. Joey Everett recovers it. A huge turnover for Adam Central, trying to get that momentum back.
Yeah, they faked the jet sweep, and Brady Ellish ran the ball up the middle, and the Adam Central kid just got his hand right on the ball as Brady was coming out of a spin, and the ball fell down on the ground and happened to land at the feet of a Adams Central player. So we had 2:24 left to go in the half. Adams Central's at their own 44-yard line. Is a big possession for both teams here, especially with Adams Central getting the ball coming out of the half.
Adams Central on their own 43. They're pitching it to the left side, and Andrean stands them up.
Great play. Javier McCoy, they tried to run to the perimeter on that side. Javier attacked it, set the edge, made him turn back to where he had help. And I believe Ethan Rainen was there to clean it up afterwards. That's a great play by the sophomore Javier McCoy.
Thomas Lachlan ran the football there for Adams Central on that buck sweep. Lachlan.
Yeah, so they have not run the bootleg off of that. So,
no.
And you could be in a situation here where there's nobody in the flat for Andrean. They fake that toss and roll back out the other. Here it comes.
Yeah, it's a fake, rolling out Roach. And Roach is going to be dragged down. He throws the football away. And what an incredible grab! How did Roach find his man? As it's Vance Miller bringing in the football. The clock's still running, though. It's third down. They're on the Andrean 49.
Christian Gavin has Roach with one hand spinning him, throwing him on the ground, and as he's about to hit the ground, throws up a prayer that turns into a diving catch, and now third and manageable. I'm not sure.
That's a one-in-a-million play that you don't see every day. Third and 3.
You can't give up a long trap.
And Roach fakes it. He's going to go to his right. His jersey dirty and torn, and he falls for a Fourth Season Mechanical first down.
He's their big down guy, that quarterback is. So he faked the dive, runs around the edge, gets to there. Smart gets out of bounds right as he gets the first down, so the clock stopped.
1 minute exactly. And right now, Adams Central has advanced the ball to the Andrean 46, and they're going to go out of the gun for the first time tonight.
Yeah, this is...
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
They're 2
Roach
outside receivers.
looking that
huge.
way. Roach stepping up. They had a control of him. He got out of the arm tackle. He's just trying to find somewhere to go, and he's sacked. A coverage sack for Andrean.
Landon Murray.
And Landon Murray, who was all over the place last week, was our blue-collar player of the game here on the Region Sports Network. He gets the first sack.
I think he's trying to go deep to Braylon Reber, who's 6'4", 205-pound wideout that was running a fade on that side. It seemed like everybody on Andrean's defensive line got a hand on him. This quarterback's tough. He's not big, but he's scrappy. He's tough. Got a lot of moxie.
He looked really tough when his jersey is just hanging off his shoulder pads after he was thrown about 4 yards and completed a pass to Vance Miller. And that time he just held on to the football for too long. So that's the first timeout burned by Adams Central. They still have 2 more to work with. And we have about 49 seconds left in this first half. There was a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 from their 48-yard line for Adams Central.
The good thing is that Adams Central doesn't make a living doing this.
No.
Throwing the ball out of this. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure they practice it all the time, but it's not something that they do. Roach is tough.
Jamison Roach, a 5'9 junior. 980 passing yards, over 1,100 rushing yards. Passed over 1,200 with just 24 yards that he needed.
At some point here, they got to line up and put Reber by himself and take a shot.
Yeah, Reber, an athlete in his own right. Too tall for the corners, too fast for the linebackers. Roach going to throw. He's looking at Reber. Deep drop, stepping up, throwing over the middle of the field. Body's hitting the ground, and the referee's going to say that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah,
that was intended for Reber. Fantastic coverage by Mitchell Myers, the junior. Had a pass breakup last week and even a interception where he jumped over a couple of guys, brought the ball in, and had a good return in their regional championship win against Southmount.
And that's a trade-off that you get. That Andrean was in their 3-man front there, so they only had a 3-man pass rush, and because of the way they slanted, they kind of gave the quarterback an escape route, and he tried to hit the guy about 20 yards down the field on a dig route, and the ball's a little bit behind him. So
with that being an incomplete pass, the clock is also stopped at 43 seconds. And
okay, now they got their guy by himself over here at the top.
They're spreading them out
over there.
Roach looking to his right. He's going to throw it
Pick.
quickly, and it's tipped into the air.
Brady
and now it's
Ellish.
intercepted. Ellish, the quarterback who has more interceptions defensively than thrown offensively, brings it down, and another turnover forced by the Andrean defense.
And Javier McCoy is in the right spot at the right time again. The ball hit Javier McCoy, and the hands tipped up in the air, and Brady Ellish was able to bring it in. So Andrean's now got the ball at the 50-yard line. But Javier McCoy, who had a pick six last week, made another. I mean, this kid for a sophomore, he's got Big Ten offers. I think he's been offered by Purdue. He's pretty good.
Good old-fashioned tip drill
Yeah.
for Andrean. They force a fumble on the last drive, get the interception here, and they might be aggressive here to close out the first half. It looks like they're just going to take a knee here and just be happy in how they performed.
They don't
in
have
this
enough
first
guys
half.
on the line. Oh, now they do. Oh, boy.
As Gore is out there and he takes a knee, and I think both teams are happy for this first half to just wind down. 25 seconds. Don't forget that we'll have a commissioner's corner at halftime. Then we'll come back. Me and Wally will break down this first half, get you ready for the second half, and give you a Stratton Van Til home scoreboard update. Can't say this. Maryville leading against Concord. The score there was 20-7 when we last checked. Andrean and Adams Central heading back to their sidelines. What a first half it was. But the story, the 59ers defense standing tall in the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. Tune into the Commissioner's Corner as you're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Stratton Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday Night Football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Cambridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
It is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner. Welcome into the Commissioner's Corner. I'm Brendan King alongside IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Paul, we're a week away crowning state champions at Lucas Oil Stadium. The IHSAA football state finals coming right up. It is a great time of year, my man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It is a phenomenal time of year, and it's a great year to be playing football in the state of Indiana. One, if you're a Colts fan, and we're going to invade their territory here in a couple of weeks and celebrate a state championship 6 times in a 2-day span. So we're excited about it.
I think that's something worth talking about every single year. And I'll never forget the first time I ever had a chance to broadcast a state championship. It was 2021, and I'll never forget it because Drake Bowen and Andrean won the game that I broadcasted. Of course, now Drake Bowen starring at Notre Dame. But the guy that was playing on that field on Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts was a guy named Tom Brady. And those are the moments and the storylines that you're not going to get anywhere else, because you think about it, Paul, you're going to have 6 tremendous state championship games, and then the Colts are going to play on that turf on Sunday. That is so unique, and that happens nowhere else.
Oh, it is. It doesn't happen in many other spots. I mean, there are a few state associations that champion their state championships in their professional facilities, but the relationship that we enjoy with the Indianapolis Colts is just different here in Indiana, from how they support the coaches associations and, coach of the week, and then they celebrate the teams. The teams that win the state championships come back to Lucas Oil to celebrate. And I mean, it's just different here. And again, it's we talk about growing basketball, but we do a pretty good job of growing football here also.
So we were just talking off the air. You had a meeting with some 1A and 2A school athletic directors talking about, getting schools on the map and building programs. And I think it's interesting, Paul, that you had that meeting, considering the fact, look at 2A right now. 3 of the final 4 teams in 2A are all undefeated. And then the 4th team is Andrean. You talk about that state championship history there. So 1A and 2A football and sports in general, Paul, continues to grow.
It does. And, one of the things that we know here at the association is it's so important for us to listen, and we have schools of all sizes. We have schools in Indiana that are less than 100, and we have 2 that are right at 5,000 students. But we have to listen to our schools, and the majority of our schools in the state are 1,000 students or less. And so we had a great meeting here today with about 30 athletic directors to come in and let's just talk education-based athletics, and do our rules work for smaller schools the same way we work for our largest schools in the state. And so great conversation today here in the office.
That's Paul Neidig, the commissioner of the IHSAA. I'm Brendan King. This is the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, of course, this time of year, it's almost transition time as well. You're going from football right into basketball. Girls basketball has been underway for a matter of weeks. Boys basketball right on their tails. And of course, one thing I'm sure that gets brought up consistently, it's a proposal from the Coaches Association, is the shot clock and, the opinions on that every single year. Can you talk through that as you get set for another basketball season?
Well, it's certainly something that's really discussed a lot, and with our friends to the south in Kentucky and Illinois recently adopted it. It continues the conversation here in Indiana, and our Coaches Association is looking at it and surveyed their coaches. And I can see the aspect of having a shot clock, but I attend a lot of games, and I just don't see games where the possessions run a minute or longer. I also think that we have the best coaches in the world coaching Indiana high school basketball. And if the name of the game is possession control and being able to put your team in the best position to be able to win a game, I struggle taking that tool away from our coaches. But time will tell. We'll see what happens here, and we'll take all the information we can get. And at some point, we'll continue to look at whether it's going to happen here in Indiana or not.
You're the best. Really fun week coming up. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend, Paul. And we'll crown some state champions at Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll see you then.
See you then.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you can reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
You're listening to coverage of the Indiana High School Football State Tournament on the Region Sports Network, presented by Armor Construction. Armor Construction, when it's time to armor up, call Northern Indiana's top team. Armor Construction for all your exterior remodeling needs. For more information, visit armorconstruction.net. The score here from Andrean High School is 17-6. 59ers currently have the lead. But this scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood's Track and Van Til Food Markets. Track and Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at trackandvantil.com. We'll start off in the 1A division where the Pioneer Panthers lead the South Adams Starfires 17-0. A close one going on between South Putnam and Milan. South Putnam up 14-7. Brownstown Central Braves, they're going up against LaPel. They'll get the winner of this game down in Indianapolis. The Braves lead by 10. It's 24-14 in the third quarter. For Knox, Miles McLaughlin, the player that is chasing down Derrick Henry's national career rushing record, his team's currently trailing 28-0 against Fort Wayne Lures at the half. They'll play the winner of Gibson Southern or Cascade, who won't play until tomorrow. In Class 4A, the Saints of Fort Wayne Dwenger leads 13-7 against South Bend St. Joe's. And then Ron Colley up 7 against Heritage Hills, 14-7 in the third quarter. Class 5A, another game going on the same road that we're on right now. Broadway, the Maryville Pirates lead 20-7 against the Concord Minutemen, trying to finally get past that semi-state stage and get to Indianapolis, and they'll face the winner of Bloomington South and New Palestine, and that game is already over as the Dragons of New Palestine win 42-0, an absolute rout. And then 6A, Westfield, the team that went up against Crown Point in the last few years, has a 7-point advantage against Fort Wayne Carroll, and the Brownsburg Bulldogs, the number 1 team in 6A, blowing out Warren Central in the third. It's 24-0. Follow all of tonight's region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/regionsports, facebook.com/regionsports, and regionsports.com. Courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. We will step aside and come back where me and Wally will dissect the first half and get you ready for the second half here from Father Eckhart Stadium as you're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Oak Partners provides comprehensive investment consulting services with the goals of increasing clients' wealth and protecting their financial future through professional guidance and professional investment strategy. With locations in Crown Point and Valparaiso, Oak Partners has been assisting Region clients for over 25 years. Call Oak Partners today for a complimentary consultation. 219-795-1000. The relationship makes the difference. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Catch is an elite sports-themed eatery with over 25 big-screen TVs featuring the NFL Ticket. Located on the corner of US 30 and Broadway in Maryville, Catch is open 7 days a week. Stop in and catch your favorite team while enjoying a delicious entree off of our full menu. With a private dining area that seats up to 40 people, now is the time to plan your private event. Check out Catch on the web at catch22nwi.com. Catch in Maryville, get your catch on.
One of Northwest Indiana's most respected law firms, Burke, Costanza & Carberry, now has an office in LaPorte. With additional offices in Maryville and Valparaiso, BCC serves their clients with more than 20 attorneys. Providing trusted counsel and advocacy, BCC practices in a wide range of areas including estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. BCC is committed to serving the region's growing legal needs. Learn more about Burke, Costanza & Carberry online at bcclegal.com. Looking for something fresh to eat? Look no further than McAllister's Deli in Maryville. McAllister serves up handcrafted sandwiches, fresh salads, ginormous spuds, and of course their famous sweet tea. And they do it 7 days a week. Once you're there, relax and let them handle the rest. McAllister's Deli is located at 8217 Broadway in Maryville. Dine in or carry out. Call 219-472-0663 or order online at McAllistersDeli.com/Maryville. Sign up for McAllister's Reward. Earn, redeem, and enjoy. McAllister's Deli in Maryville. Looking for authentic Mexican flavor in the region? Come and enjoy the fresh, bold taste of La Torria Mexican Restaurant in Maryville. Located at 540 East 81st Avenue, La Torria is open Monday through Saturday for lunch and dinner. From sizzling entrees to home-style favorites, every dish made with tradition and packed with flavor. And with daily specials, there's always something new to try. Hungry now? Give them a call. 219-472-8262. Dine in or carry out. La Torria Mexican Restaurant. A little bit of Mexico in your own backyard.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. we see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Head on over to Catch, where the games are always on and the good times never stop. Whether you're here to watch the game on any of the 25 big screen TVs or enjoying the fantastic food with friends, we've got you covered. Catch on the corner of Broadway and 30 in Maryville. Get your Catch on. Andrew Mild and Wally McCormick joining me, where the Andrean 59ers have an 11-point lead. Wally, I just want to hear your initial thoughts on how you thought the first half went for each side.
Well, I thought Andrean came out and had a great drive, right? And they got a field goal, but they wish they would have got a touchdown. And then Adam Central answered with a 7-minute-long marathon. Now, they scored the touchdown, but Andrean's got to be grateful in the standpoint they made him snap the ball 15 times on that drive. And sometimes the more you make the other team snap it in mesh with their have their running backs and quarterbacks go through their meshes, you increase the odds of getting a turnover, and it didn't happen. Then the second quarter was kind of a weird collection of things. I think, Andrean's created some opportunities. If you're Adam Central, you're saying, you know what? We played bad. We didn't get any calls, and we're still in it.
That's true.
If you're Andrean, we've shown we can stop them. We've shown we can move the ball against them. It's just a matter of come out and do it again. And
expanding up the point that Wally made, there was that very strange events for Andrean's first touchdown drive where there was an onside kick, and it was called for a fair catch interference is what we could get from the referees as they signaled it to the home press box, which is on the other side. And then Vo caught the ball, and a lot of fans thought he didn't catch, but the referee said that's a first down. And then Gore ran it in after about 3 or 4 seconds on a QB sneak, which you normally don't see happen. But the Flying Jets after that, it feels like the wind was kind of taken out of their sails as they fumbled the ball, and then there was an interception, and Jamison Roach got sacked. He was getting hit. The offense really stalled out after that first drive.
Yeah, and I think for them, there's a short amount of time left in the half. They know they get the ball back to start the second half, so they're trying to make something happy in a hurry. It's, now they get the ball right here. I'm assuming that they just go back to what they do. At some point in this half, you're going to get Reber, who's 6'4", 205-pound receiver, is going to be lined up by himself with 3 receivers the other side, and they're going to try and go up top with them. I mean, the quarterback for Adams Central, nobody questions his toughness because he's taking a beating and he just keeps going. He reminds me, he throws like a baseball kid. He is, he's tough, and these guys. It's a proud group, right? These kids on this team that are seniors have played in the state championship game every single year that they've been in high school. So they're not going to forfeit. So if you're Andrean, right now you're hoping, hey, we get a stop right here. We could do something to take their spirit away, put them away. But there's a lot of game left to be played here.
Hey, don't forget that Adams Central was down 14-0 early last week against Eastbrook, a team that was also 12-0 going into that matchup. I got to say, though, you talked about how good Jamison Roach has been and that they're trying to get Reber in. But for Andrean, Javier McCoy was a name that you said a lot. He was all over the place, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, and he's special. But Andrean defensively is, I think as the half went on, they got adjusted to the speed with which they were doing and started to understand a little bit. It started to be a little more focused in on reading their keys. I don't know if they were necessarily doing anything different, as in how they lined up or how they covered people, but they got better as the half went on.
What I was also really impressed with was how Dylan Gore, in his one drive that he got to go under center for Andrean, made some massive throws on have-me-downs, and he was the one that scored the touchdown. But, again, it's really hard to prepare for a team like Andrean when they have 2 different quarterbacks in terms of Alish being the runner and Gore being more of a pocket passer.
Yeah, and ironically, last week Gore runs the ball and runs pretty well. So I think it's, some people might say it's unconventional to play 2 quarterbacks and rotate them every series. But Chris has been doing this the whole second half, maybe even longer in the season. But part of that is because Brady's playing corner. So Brady's playing man-to-man on a 6'4", all-state receiver right now every down. And so, that's I've only seen them the last 2 weeks, and they've done it in both games. And both guys bring a little bit of something different. They're both pretty good runners. Hey, if it ain't broke at this juncture, why, people think that in these games like this, you're gonna come up with some new. I'm gonna run these new plays or this new, and ultimately, it's good teams just show up and do what they do, and they just try to do it well. And both of these teams are pretty good example of that. Adams Central, they're running their double wing offense, and they do what they do, and they're a 4-3 defense that they don't vary. I mean, they just a lot of times it's not what you do, but how you do it.
Correct. But 1 minute until we resume the second half for Adams Central reserve the football. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crown Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crown Companies have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. You have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And they're proud to be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Iron Worker, visit ironworkers395.com. We get set for the Quintel kickoff in the second half. Well, if you're Adams Central, what kind of adjustments do you think they made at the half, down 11?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I think that they talked to them about their attitude. I think they, if I'm their coach, I'm in the thing saying, look, I don't know that we could have played any worse. We turned it over. We got a kick blocked. We hit a special team screw up. We threw an interception, and right now we're still in the game. Let's go be us and do what we do. And a lot of people will tell you that this first possession of the second half is, this first 4 or 5 minutes of the third quarter are going to have a big role in how the game is played out. I don't think that you'll come out and see Adams chucking it all over the place, but you never know.
This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are done by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Roach will return the kick from inside their own 5. Roach going right up the gut, going to his right, and Roach returns it across the 30 and around the 33-yard line. And here comes this Adams Central offense, who had a fumble and an interception to close out their first half, after they had a 7-minute sustained drive that resulted in points where they marched 78 yards. That ended in a Jamison Roach rushing touchdown. They get set up for their wing tee offense. One receiver split out here to the left, and it's a handoff and a big hit by one of the Andrean defenders coming down, as that was a carry by Joey Everett.
Yeah, and they tried to run buck sweep to the outside, and Christian Gavin is there first, and then Ethan Rainick comes up and cleans up. Andrean's 4 linebackers are as good as anybody's around here, regardless of class, with McCoy and Suppan and Ethan Reyna. I mean, that's a really, really good group. Christian Gavin,
the transfer from LC. Ball on the 32, Everett in motion. It's a fake, and going to his left is Roach. Roach stops. He's going to get the first down and play more. Roach running down the sidelines, and what an impressive run by Jamison Roach. He flips fields and gets a 4 Seasons Mechanical first down for the Jets.
Yeah, and they run, essentially quarterback naked there, but Javier McCoy was there. Javier McCoy made the read. He was there, and he slipped in the mud. And Roach is able to get the edge for a 20-yard gain. Ironically, McCoy gets up and chases him down and knocks him out of bounds. But Javier McCoy was there at the point of attack. He just slipped.
They marked him at the 38-yard line. Roach with a 30-yard run. Man in motion, up the middle. It's Miller. Miller wrapped it from the legs, and he is swung down. And one of the old linemen for the Jets was not happy with some extracurricular activity. It looked like Ben Hershey.
Ethan Reyna red trap on that and made the play, which probably should have been for none. They end up marking it where it's about a 1 or a 2 yard gain, but Ethan Reyna starting to make his presence felt here defensively.
They gave him 2. Under center, Roach had a long run to get a first down. And he's going to fake it to Miller, going to his left, and he falls forward as he's close to that 30-yard line. About a 6-yard gain. He'll make it 3rd and short for Adams Central.
Yeah, and Ethan Reyna makes a tackle again. It's, they're running a lot of trap and a lot of dive type stuff, and every once in a while he fakes that dive and just continues around the same side end. And what they've shown today, 3rd down, money downs, the quarterback has been running the ball. So
3rd and 2. Roach with a long run, and then that one to get him a 3rd and manageable. Miller pass the first man, and he gets into the secondary, gets a four-season mechanical first down. He's trying to get a little chippy down there. And that puts him on the 23-yard line.
Adams Central offensive line did a great job there, caving down the left side into the middle, and that dive intended to go up the middle, ended up bouncing out a couple holes wider, and first down Adams Central. It's all right. We got another first down. Win the first down.
They stack up that left side, ball on the left hash. It's a run, and there's nowhere to go. Thomas Laughlin ran into a bunch of bodies, and Andrean, with about 3 or 4 defenders, brought him down.
Christian Gavin and Ethan Reyna. They don't run a lot of lead plays out of this, but that time they turned around and handed it to the guy that went in motion. He tried to go off tackle, and Andrean was there to.
It's on the 22 of Andrean. 2nd and 10. There was no yards gained there by the Jets. They put Everett in motion. A fake. Roach. And he is going to be thrown down. Christian Gavin, the first one there. And that linebacking core is starting to make plays for the 59ers like they have all season long.
Yeah, right now I'm feeling something to the perimeter here.
Coming in is Ben Novak for Landon Murray. So a big man who just committed to IU steps in on this 3rd and 11 play. Maybe we'll see Adams Central go through the air here.
Brought the receivers in tight again.
A
bootleg.
Fake. The bootleg.
Great play.
Throwing is Roach down the field, and that is a phenomenal catch. Braylon Reber, the big man, bringing it down on 3rd and 11. It's a four-season mechanical first down.
Well, they've run the perimeter toss sweep. And this time he fakes the toss. The fullback snuck out into the flat, but McCoy was there to pick him up. And the big guy ran a corner route, and him and Brady Ellis went up for a jump ball, and he's 6'4", and he won that one.
16-yard gain. 1st and goal from the Andrean 6. And Roach is going to follow Miller up the gut, and he gets about 3 yards there. They're inside the 5. 2nd and goal for the Flying Jets. And points are very vital considering how the first half ended. And you said it.
Yep.
Adams Central coming out and looking like the team that we saw on their first drive.
Well, and that's what champions do, right? And that they're the defending state champs. There's a lot of pride in that huddle. There's a lot of pride on that sidelines. And they answered like people thought they would.
A trip to Indianapolis on the line tonight from 59-59 Broadway in Maryville. Roach hands it off. Laughlin spins off a defender, reaching for the goal line. And they're going to say he's a yard short. 3rd and goal.
Well, I think you got to see some quarterback run here.
We saw Andrean score on a tush push from a similar territory. And earlier, Adams Central was running that same play, and it worked for 3 yards. They only need a few inches here. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Roach under center, man in motion. Handoff up the middle.
Oh.
And the Flying Jets get a touchdown.
Oh.
What a way to start off the second half.
All right, so Adams Central is going to have to go to 2.
They milked off 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And ultimately, a touchdown for Adams Central. They're going to go for 2. A couple of problems with long snapping today. The extra point was blocked, and then the touchdown from Andrean came from a bad snap. Then ultimately the punt was blocked. Fake pitch, counter play, trying to stretch it out. Andrean crashing down, and he did not get it. Great pursuit from the Andrean defense. But Adams Central marches down the field, finds the end zone, and they make it a 5-point game. We will step aside for a quick break as you're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Reading Sports Network, the only game in town.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to coverage of the 2025 Indiana High School Football State Tournament. The Quintel kickoff. It's away. Low one. And the player, that's Jones returning for Andrean, is breaking loose. He's across the 40, across the 50. It's a foot race into Adams Central territory. And Jones is pushed out of bounds inside the 20.
I don't see a flag.
No flags. Jones picked up the ball without either knee on the ground. That's what Andrean needed after Adams Central scored a touchdown to start off the second half.
Well, you just felt the momentum switch to where Adams Central was feeling pretty good about themselves, and all of a sudden 85-yard or whatever it was, 80-yard kickoff return by Jones puts Andrean in business. Now, the key thing here is we need a touchdown.
It was Jones that returned that kickoff last week and start off the second half.
Stovall and Reyna in the backfield together right now.
Haven't seen Stovall a whole lot. It's been a lot of Javier McCoy, but they need to give McCoy a breather. As the ball is on the 14-yard line, left hash. Elish going to his right, trying to follow his blockers, cutting back to his left. Touchdown. He gets a block, and Elish walks into the end zone. Touchdown, 59ers.
So Andrean lined up with both running backs on the right side of Elish and a stub tight end over there. They started to run quarterback sweep, some kind of outside zone around to the short side, and Brady Elish slams on the brakes and sneaks out the back door for a 15-yard touchdown, and the Niners are pretty excited.
Brady Elish, whose family is a long line of athletes. Both sisters play D1 softball, Miranda and Maddie. But Brady making a name for himself here tonight.
Yeah, and I would assume that he's going to be a college football player himself.
Might be listed as an athlete. And the extra point goes right down the middle. And I got to say, right now, the story of the game, Wally, I know we talked about the three phases, offense, defense, special teams. Right now, it's special teams that's carrying the Andrean 59ers to this 12-point lead.
Yes, it is. And, everybody talks about it. But, when they have really good athletes that are touching the ball on these return teams, and they play kids that are athletic and can run the block. And so that kickoff return team's been huge for Andrean today.
Right.
We block a punt for a touchdown, block an extra point that's ended the game. The special teams it's been a huge part of tonight's game. So hats off to the Andrean coaches and those kids that are on the special teams for holding up their end of the bargain today.
We'll give a special thank you to a few of our sponsors who make tonight possible. Burke, Costanza, and Carberry, attorneys at law. McAllister's Deli in Maryville, Oak Partners Wealth and Retirement Planning, and La Latoria Mexican Bar and Grill in Maryville. So check out those businesses. They continuously support the Reading Sports Network, the only game in town. Andrew Mild, Wally McCormick. And this is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and our kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Do you want to give a scoreboard update? Entering the fourth quarter, the Maryville Pirates lead Concord 27-14. Kickoff is away. Saw a good one from Andrean. Can you see one here from the Flying Jets as Roach gets off a defender and his body slammed down on the 35-yard line.
Well, pretty good field position for Adams Central. You know, starting at their own 35. There's a big stop.
I will say, you talked about it in halftime. It was nice to see Braylon Reber, who's a all-conference football and basketball player, jump up and pull that football down from the top shelf to make it 1st and goal, and eventually it led to a touchdown as the referees are...
Got some issues with the play clock.
Yeah, the referee's blowing his dead. He saw Adams Central walk up to the line of scrimmage and then immediately point. 6:07 to go in the third quarter. 24-12 Andrean in the semi-state game. Man in motion, and they're just going to hand it off. Vance Miller with a head of steam. Falls for 3 to 4 yards there. 2nd and 6 for Adams Central.
Yeah, and I'd say, you know, we're getting to be at about the point here where Adams Central, if it's 4th and anything short, they're going to go for it at this point. I know it's early in the third quarter, but that's just kind of who they are.
On the 38-yard line, so it's 2nd and 7. Ball on the right hash. Man in motion going to the left. Roach fakes it. Roach gets a block, cuts back to his right, and stumbles as a turf monster got him. And, man, it's starting to get really chippy down there between Adams Central's O-line and the defense. But Andrean is claiming they got the football as Roach is down there. Referees are in the area.
And I don't. I mean, I hear that fans think it's all chippy. I don't know that there was.
Roach walking away, looking a little dazed. The calls have not been going Adams Central's way all night, and I think they're going to say that Roach was down, and they can get back on the ball. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
No,
and you know the officials, if they don't want things to get chippier, they need to get into the pile quicker.
That's true. Saw some jawing back and forth between the O-line and some of the linebackers of Andrean. It's a physical game, high emotions. Your season's on the line. And the winner gets to go to Indianapolis to play at the Cathedral. That is Lucas Oil Stadium. Roach hands it up the middle, and Andrean pushes him back.
Not even close. So here comes that 4th down decision.
Rocco Allegretti comes from a long line of Andrean football players. Came out of the piles celebrating. 4th and short. It's Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory. Allegretti's brother Vinny played here, won a state title. His father, his 2 uncles, his cousin is a 3-time Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs.
They've had a lot of success today, faking the ball to the fullback, and the quarterback just kind of finding a hole and going into it.
4th and 1.
Toss.
A pitch. Everett trying to turn the corner. He does, and Everett gets a 1st down. Ford Seasons Mechanical 1st down to keep this drive alive. 4:15 left as the clock stops momentarily for the chains to reset. Right now it's a 2-possession game.
Good execution by Adams Central. They got everybody in there tight and then ran to the perimeter, and they were able to get a hat on a hat and move the sticks.
This 5-yard gain. They're on their own 49, 2 yards away from getting into Andrean territory. Ball on the far side. Handoff. Actually, it's a keeper by Roach, and Roach found some real estate, and he gets very close to the Andrean 45.
You know, so they run their base offense, right? And then, but every running play they have also has a variation where he fakes it to whoever the normal running back would be, and then he finds a hole and gets up under it. And that's been the problem. The initial surge, the initial play, Andrean's done a great job against it, but every once in a while he pops out and...
Yeah, he had it into the gut of his fullback and then pulled it at the last second and was able to get some yards there.
Yes.
He fakes it. He's going to throw, sets his feet, throwing downfield, and is intercepted. It's Elish again. Elish running to this sideline, and Elish goes out of bounds. His second INT of the game.
A 2nd and 4. Let's take a shot, play action pass. Reber ran a corner route. Brady Elish was underneath it, and the throw was short. Brady Elish picks it off, runs it back, and Andrean's in business. So Brady Elish making his name felt on both sides of the ball.
Elish, 2 interceptions and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I think right now the pressure or the realization of we're in something right now is hit on Adams Central's side because they're running the ball pretty well. I mean, at that point, on a 2nd and short, a lot of people like to take a deep shot. It just wasn't a great throw.
This offense only ran 1 play from scrimmage after a great return from Gavin Jones, and then there was a 14-yard scamper by Brady Elish. Elish out of the game. Gore is in. We haven't seen Gore in a minute. Gore, quick hitter to the left, brought in by Sullivan, and Sullivan didn't get too far.
Yeah, I mean, he picks up 3 or 4 yards, and to be honest with you, for that, out of empty, that's a running play. They throw the little stay pass, bubble screen, whatever you want to call it out there to an uncovered receiver. He's able to get 4.
Hayden Bloom with the tackle as they mark the ball on their own 45-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gore, known as the passing quarterback here in Andrean, the 2 QB system. 1 receiver to the left, 2 here to the right.
Sam linebacker's way out here. They're going to be run the ball.
Stovall in the backfield. They give it to Stovall. Stovall was able to get around 1 defender and then was tackled in the backfield by Reese Hammond, the junior linebacker.
3rd and about 7 here for Andrean. So, they did hit them with the middle screen earlier that had a chance. Making some pass rush substitutions here as Adams Central taking out their bigger nose guard and putting in, to be honest with you, they may switch to their 3-man front, but
go for a more nickel look.
Yeah.
On a passing down.
Nope, stayed in the 40. We got this tight bunch here. Andrean likes to flood out of this.
3rd and 7.
Screen.
Gore, pressure coming, and Gore is sacked. A big play by Cameron Favel.
So Andrean really had the perfect setting. Adams Central brought the house on the screen. Unfortunately, when you run a screen, you have to show pass protection for a couple of counts before you release. And I think they brought more people at the point of attack. Dylan Gore didn't have a chance. Really, the only thing he can do at that point is whip it at the guy's feet. And he made the smart decision by grabbing onto the ball with 2 hands so we don't turn it over.
That was a 10-yard loss. 4th and 18. The punting unit is out there. LSU had the INT going for the punt, rugby style, as it's a knuckler that takes a friendly Andrean roll, rolling up to the 21-yard line.
All right, so he's playing quarterback, he's punting, he's playing corner. Brady Elish is doing it all tonight for Andrean.
The ball is on the 21. In the last drive, as Wally mentioned, it was Elish that picked off Roach for the 2nd time. 42 seconds left. 24-12 game. Adams Central opened up with a touchdown. Jones with a great return, and then a 14-yard run by Elish. It's really been his quarter to remember. Man in motion. Handoff to the left side. Vance Miller, and maybe 2 or 3 yards there. And Adams Central might rush to try and get one more playoff before the end of this third quarter. They can let this third quarter run out. About a 4-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. They're on the ball. They're on their 25. It's 2nd and 7. 7 seconds to go. And they are going to get one more playoff. It's a handoff. Miller right side. Miller tackled. And continuously, bodies going onto the ground. But this third quarter comes to an end, and the Andrean 59ers lead by 12. You're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Head on over to Catch, where the games are always on and the good times never stop. Whether you're here to watch the game on any of the 25 big screen TVs or enjoying the fantastic food with friends, we've got you covered. Catch on the corner of Broadway and 30 in Maryville. Get your Catch on. Andrew Maya, Wally McCormick from Andrean High School, Father Eckhart Stadium. And it's a 2nd and 7 from their own 25. Adams Central playing from behind the defending state champions who won semi-state here 364 days ago, but they need a fourth quarter comeback if they want to get back to Lucas Oil. And it's going to be Roach that fakes it. Roach going to his right, and Roach gets a first down as he gets it up to the 45 for a 20-yard run. We were talking about how Alish has been playing really well in that third quarter. Jamison Roach is really coming alive here in the second half, Wally.
Yeah, and he's very athletic. He's not very big. He's pretty quick. He's tough. But so much tonight has been put it in the fullback's belly and then pull it and bounce out around the end. And they're starting to line up in unbalanced formation. And
he is going to give it to his fullback, and that fullback gets close to that 50-yard line. 5-yard gain for Vance Miller.
And one of the things that they're doing here is they're starting to pull linemen the direction opposite of the run of the ball. So that time they ran like a outside veer to the left, but pulled the left guard to the right, trying to see if they can get Reyna and Zupan to be eliminated from the plays by reading false keys. So,
ball is at midfield for Adams Central. Miller lined up as the fullback. Lachlan in motion. And they fake it to Miller, give it to Reber, and Reber is going to get tackled by a collection of 59ers for a loss. Reber getting up very slowly. And I'll say one thing, Wally, this defense for the 59ers, they hit hard.
Yeah, and Christian Gavin has made a ton of huge plays today, and that one just shows the discipline that their defense plays with. They ran a toss, had everybody working in run direction, hand the ball back on a reverse, and he's there for a
Well, Reber staying in the game even though his helmet came off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing right now.
And it's going to be a timeout for Adams Central, and these fans are letting these referees hear it.
And I don't know if it's one of those things where his helmet came off and he was going to have to come out of play, so they called a timeout, or if
Michael Mosher, immediately after he called that timeout, the head coach for the Flying Jets, who's in his 17th season, immediately stormed out there and talked to the head referee. And I'll say one thing, Wally, these referees are not on the nice list for Adams Central as we get closer to Christmas.
No, and you know the irony of that is usually the team that's griping about the officials is the team that's losing, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So I don't believe the Andrean fans are really upset with how the game's being officiated.
I would say they'd be pretty happy.
I didn't see anything on that play. That kid made a good play. If anything, there have been some plays today where they have not been so quick to blow the whistle on running plays, and then it just kind of looks like it looks like something more than it really is at the end of the play because they're not,
right.
They're kind of letting them go. But
for Adams Central, they lost 4 yards on that reverse play.
Yeah, it
with
felt like
Braylon
more.
Reber. Yes.
Yeah, it felt like more.
They pushed them to the 46-yard line. They're at midfield. 3rd and 9. I tried to go back to Reber here, but this time through the air.
They could come to that bootleg again. Nope.
Straight drop back. Turning his shoulders. Throwing downfield is Roach, and Reber brings it in. Oh, no, he's out of bounds. Braylon Reber had the ball. He did not get a foot in as the referee says he's out of bounds. 4th down for Adams Central.
Well, and what you have is number 12 for Andrean, the corner. Gavin Jones is running stride for stride with them. Reber gets a step on him, goes up over the top, and we're on the opposite sideline, so I don't know if he was in or not. But the official, the official was not. Didn't act like he had any doubt. He ran over there and signaled it out.
4th and 9.
Crossers.
Roach stepping up. Roach going to take off. He gets a block. Roach crosses 45. He lunges forward, and he has a 1st down. It was 4 Seasons Mechanical 4 down territory, and they get a 4 Seasons Mechanical 1st down. What a run by Jamison Roach to keep this drive alive.
Yeah, so basically on 4th down, you have 2 receivers going long, the 2 inside receivers crossed. He doesn't see anything he likes, and he takes off running, and Andrean's got a lot of eyes that are, I think they were in man on that down, so they got a lot of eyes not looking at the quarterback, and he's pretty athletic and was able to make a play.
10-yard run by Jamison Roach.
Clock's ticking, though.
Clock running down, as Wally said, about 10 minutes to go. Handoff. Miller gets to the 40. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. And you're going to start seeing Adams Central going to an up-tempo type offense. The clock is not their friend right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of been their best running play today is everybody on the line block down towards the inside and then pull a guard out and kick out the edge and run right underneath it. And we're 2 scores down at this point if you're Adams Central. We may.
2nd down.
Pass.
Fake pitch to McLaughlin. Roach looking to his left. Roach somehow was able to drag a man. He ran into 2 hard hits by a couple of Andrean defenders.
Yeah, and that's 2 kids that have been offered by Big Ten schools that just went shoulder to shoulder on him with Javier McCoy and Ethan Reyna. Whew.
Reyna, an all-conference linebacker. He looks from Wisconsin and Michigan. He'll be a top prospect going into next year. He's only a junior. McCoy, he's a sophomore. So this linebacking core is going to stick around for another year. Close to 9 minutes left. 3rd and 8 from the Andrean 42. Roach, he's going to go through the air, going to his right,
great
and
play.
It's tipped away.
That is a great play by 20, Bruce Morehouse. They ran Reber on a comeback route, and then the inside receiver tried to run a deep corner route, and Morehouse undercut the ball and was able to jump up and get a hand on it because it was a good throw. Morehouse just made a great play. That's a touchdown-saving play right there.
Morehouse had the touchdown earlier on that blocked punt where he picked it up off the grass and ran it in. Morehouse is sophomore that dealt with a torn labrum, had to get surgery after he ended his wrestling season. 4th down from the Andrean 42.
Uh-oh.
Roach throwing off his back foot, and there's nobody there. It is incomplete. Turnover on downs on 4 Seasons Mechanical 4 down territory.
Christian Gavin's been working an outside pass rush all night, and he set the offensive tackle up by going outside and then did a little arm over and got underneath, and he absolutely smoked the quarterback right after he threw it.
You're talking about the good old-fashioned swim move with going over and getting past him and getting to the quarterback?
Yeah, it's a little
Michael Phelps action.
It was a little stab, a little stab rip.
Well, the ball is now on the 42, and Andrean's offense coming back out.
Yeah, let's see if you run the ball right here and take their heart out.
They can ice the game here as Elish, their running quarterback, is out there after Gore's drive went 3 and out. Stovall on his left hip. And they're going to fake it to Stovall. Going up the middle is Elish. Elish with a block out in front. It's Novak. And Elish into Adams Central territory. Flipping field from his 42 to the Adams Central 37.
Oh, it's beautiful. Power read. Puts the ball in the belly of his running back, who's running flat across his face, and then he pulls it, goes right up the middle, untouched. Nice job up front by Andrean.
Nice job by Ben Novak, a player that's been under some scrutiny by Wisconsin fans up in Madison, where he was committed to go there, and he switched earlier on in the week to go play in Bloomington, 3 hours away from where we are sitting.
Hey, good for him, and they can deal with all the scrutiny they want. He's an Indiana kid, and I'm sure the Indiana fans are glad that they got him.
Stovall up the gut. Stovall with some good old-fashioned football falls forward to the 32. 4-yard gain for Andrean. You're starting to see that front line really get a push off the ball.
Yeah, Andrean certainly has a size advantage. And when they choose to and go bigger personnel, they have a bunch of running backs that can run the ball. But Ethan Reyna and Brody Lane and Allegretti last week, they get different guys that play that fullback spot. Bringing in McCoy right now.
And a bit of a late substitution to get the big man, Javier McCoy, out there. One receiver to the right, couple to the left. They're just going to give it to McCoy. McCoy going up to the line. McCoy breaking some tackles. And McCoy with a 4-seeds mechanical first down. Not an easy man to bring down. It's going to take about 3 or 4 flying jets to corral him to the ground. And they're now inside the 25 at the 23.
And one of the things that happens right now is the Adams Central kids, mind you, are trying to tackle these 215-pound running backs, but
it's exhausting.
And right now what they're doing too is they're trying to rip the ball out. And so
Yes.
what you have right now is this guy's getting steamrolled because they're trying to rip the ball out instead of tackling. I get it. I mean, I understand the situation they're in right now.
Bit of beast mode action from the wild card those years ago by Marshawn Lynch against the Saints.
Andrean's run some perimeter runs. Here it comes again.
McCoy's going to be a blocker here for Elish, and he's put on some 2 good blocks. Elish just reaching the ball out. He'll take what he can get as he goes out of bounds. And I got to say, for Coach Skinner, can't be happy about that as that stops the clock at 6:50. And maybe gained a yard or 2 on that play. It's 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just outside the red zone are the 59ers. They're now on the Flying Jets 21. 24-12 game, 6:50 to go. Thank you for tuning in to the Region Sports Network. Certainly enjoyed having you here tonight on a cold and chilly day on 5959 Broadway in Maryville.
You got Ethan Reyna in at fullback now, McCoy at tailback in the pistol.
The power look, and going behind Reyna is McCoy. McCoy cuts, and McCoy is in a pile, and he is just driving that pile, taking whoever he can with them. They're now inside the 20. About a 4-yard gain, I would say.
He's a very patient runner, McCoy is. Number one issue right now, if you're Andrean, is hold on to the stinking ball. Get both hands on the ball in traffic. Don't take anything for granted. Spin moves, stupid stuff like that. Stay in bounds if we get the opportunity.
Flying Jets fans understand this is a major third down. They start chanting defense and stomping on the stands. 6 minutes to go. They're on the 12, 3rd and 4 for Andrean. And McCoy, the patient runner he is, slips past the tackler, and he'll get a 4-seeds mechanical first down. McCoy's really like the closer, you would say, Wally. Give it to him, let him get those first downs, and milk that clock away.
And he was last week, and the personnel group was a little bit different. And, you know, Ethan Reyna is a really, really good player. And I know he's got a cast or something on his hand, so he probably won't get any carries today, but he's made a huge impact in the game today lining up at fullback, which he didn't do last week.
They're in the pistol. Reyna, McCoy in the backfield. Elish fakes it. He's going to roll to his right, dump it over, and it's dropped by the intended receiver. Put it right on the money, but Gavin Jones could not bring it in. It's 2nd down.
Okay, so how much time we got right now?
5.5 minutes. 2nd and 10.
And that's
from the Adams Central 10.
It's one of those where you're like, what are we throwing the ball for? But, I mean, they got 10 guys in the box. They run a bootleg. I mean, it's a good throw, hits the guy in the hands. They just dropped it. I mean,
it is 2nd and goal. They just got past the 10 enough where they can't get another first down. McCoy.
Big boy run.
Went to his right, cut back to his left, and then he dove forward. They're inside the 5, around the 2. 8-yard gain, and it drained right back on the football. They are wasting no time. Looks like they might be going for the old-fashioned tush-push, and a timeout looks like it was called. Maybe not. And it's a neutral zone infraction on the Flying Jets.
I get it. I understand what you're trying to do here. Hurry up and get into your tush-push group, but at this point, we can get in the huddle and sit there for 40 seconds and then do the tush-push. Andrean's feeling it right now. They feel like they get this touchdown right here and this thing's over.
5 minutes. The ball was moved up to about the 1.5-yard line. It was half distance to the goal on the neutral zone. They're in the pistol. This power look with Raina to the right hip of Elish. McCoy lined up as the tailback. And Andrean's just sitting on this football, letting the play clock roll out. But now they're going to run the play. Oh. And McCoy is hit.
That's a great play.
Cameron Ravel gets into the backfield, undercuts them, and it's 4th and goal. But even if Adams Central gets the stop, they'd have to march down the field. But crazier things have happened, especially this time of year. Step 1, get this stop right here. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Andrean, 4th and goal on the Flying Jets 2. And they might just let this run out and possibly use a timeout. Andrean has 3 timeouts. Adams Central with 2. 4 seconds on the play clock. Andrean hurrying. They're on the ball. And the play was blown dead as Andrean called the timeout. They want a delay of game called on them. And biggest play of the game tonight.
Yeah, and you know, what you have is a situation where Andrean runs with a lot of different personnel groups.
Right.
You know, they go from 4 receivers to 3 fullbacks to 2 fullbacks. And you know, sometimes, you know, stuff happens on the sideline. It's difficult to get your guys in, and it took them a while to get that personnel group on. And, you know, at this point in the game, you want to get it right. So what are you going to do? Take the timeouts into the offseason with you? You might as well, you might as well call it and at least run what you want to run.
Right.
If they stop it, well, you know, good for them. But I mean, you don't want to be into, you know, a lot of times you call a play and you get to the line of scrimmage and you start looking at how they're lined up and think, oh crap, we gotta hurry, timeout, and you know, try to get one of those. And at this point, though, you know, what's the ball at? The 2, the 3?
The 2-yard line is what they have it marked at.
You know, Andrean's got a what do we do on 4th and 2 play that they, I'm sure, practice on Thursday nights or Monday nights and
someone called that all reliable.
So we got big boy backfield in, right? We got McCoy in the pistol, Raina at fullback. Now, they've been very successful out of this look, but a couple of times Adams Central's blitzed off the edge.
There's the snap. It's a fake. Elish rolling to his right, and Elish is tackled, swung out of bounds. A flag has flown in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a hold.
It's right in that area of holding, you're right. And if this is a hold, it'll be a turnover on downs, and Adams Central would get the ball back. And they're looking over at this Flying Jet sideline, and it will indeed be holding. It's declined. One of those where you don't even need to ask the head coach, what do you want to do here? But there's a tick under 4 minutes left in this game. The Flying Jets, they were down 14-0 last week with plenty of time against Eastbrook en route to a regional title. But they need to go 95 yards, get a score, get the ball back, and score again. Well, right now they're down 12.
And this is some situations that I can't imagine that Adams Central has been in a lot of these over the course of the last couple of years. They've won a lot of games. So how often have they been in the situation where they have to throw and they have to go 80?
Roach
throwing
quickly to his right and overthrows his intended target, Reese Hammond, who was open, lined up as the tight end.
At some point here, we got to throw it to 24. I mean, the two outside guys are both 6'4". We got to take a shot at that. But that's easier said than done when all of a sudden, the corner bails and this guy's short is open. You got to throw it to him. And
Joey Everett made some nice catches last week against Eastbrook. It's good to go to him, but most of the targets have gone towards Braylon Reber, 6'4" senior, who made a great catch but couldn't get any of his feet in balance for the play to stand. Roach
Gavin
dropping
Jones,
back,
Gavin.
Pressure coming up. Roach, he steps up and into the waiting arms of Andrean defenders.
Allegretti. Yeah, Andrean Gutowski brought a little heat off the edge. I think it was Christian Gavin coming off the edge. The quarterback stepped up right into the arms of Allegretti. Big play for Rocco.
Rocco Allegretti. First one to bring down Jamison Roach. And it's 3rd and 10 from their own 5. 3:20 left. Maryville, they just won. They win the semi-state. The Pirates are going to take a trip down to Indianapolis.
Good for them.
Empty look. Roach, initial trouble with the snap. Going to his right. He steps. He throws over the head of Reber. And it's 4th down. The clock has halted at 3:05. Season on the line for the Flying Jets. But again, back to your thoughts. Congratulations to the Maryville Pirates.
Yeah.
They will set sails to Lucas Oil Stadium for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for them.
2 games going on Broadway tonight. Maryville just got the win. The other one you're tuning into here in Andrean High School. 4th and 10 from their 5. Roach, who's made plays all night, trying to reach in his bag of tricks and make one more. 3-man rush. Roach, plenty of time. Guns one down the field. The defender falls down. It's brought down. Running down the sidelines. It's Everett. He's going to go 95 yards. Touchdown, Jets.
Well, that changed in a hurry. They just sent 4 guys deep, and the corner for Andrean appeared to fall. And 95 yards later, we got a touchdown here.
Joey Everett, as we said, he made some big plays last week. Had a catch that resulted in a touchdown. That time he hauls that one in on 4th and 10 from the own 5. Goes 95 yards. And right now it's a 6-point game at 24-18. And Adams Central is going for the extra point. They had their first one earlier blocked. They've gone for 2 several times. Snap, hold, kick. It's up, and it's good. It's a 5-point game. Will look like it was over for the Flying Jets. The team that has shown so much resiliency these last few weeks. The defending state champions have proven why they're number 1. They get an onside kick, they recover it. They have a chance to take the lead.
Well, and you remember we saw that strange onside kick thing that happened earlier, so I anticipate they're coming back to that.
And it was a phenomenal one by Braylon Cowens, a sophomore, but it was an awkward call that I'm still confused about, where they said it was fair catch interference on the Jets, and it resulted in Andrean getting good field position and then going down the field and scoring a touchdown. But if Cowens can replicate that kick, Adams Central is going to get this ball back.
Well, yeah, and even if Andrean recovers, we still got almost 3 minutes left here. They're going to have to get at least a first down.
And 2 timeouts for Adams Central at the same time. So they can stop the clock a few times. There's no 2-minute warnings in high school football if this is the first time you've tuned into one.
So Andrean, we got to finish the deal now, fellas. We did 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We got a lot of receiver DB looking guys up here as Andrean's got the hands team in.
Hands team for Andrean.
So we're going to drag every baseball player that's on the roster. Let's get out there and go and get yourself in a stance and let's field the ball.
Cowens has it teed up for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. They blow the whistle.
Watch for the offsides.
Countdown. Cowens kicking it up the middle. The ball is deflected away. Did Andrean recover the ball? And it looks like they have it. And from the looks of it, it might have deflected off of a Flying Jets defender to launch it forward. So there's a good chance it would have been stopped anyway if Adams Central would have recovered it. The ball is marked at the 42-yard line. 2:45 left. And Andrean needs a couple of first downs if they're going to milk out this clock and win their first semi-state game in 4 years.
Started out who we bringing out at quarterback here.
Is it going to be Elish or is it going to be Gore? And for me, you would think that you'd go to Elish, the more
and they did.
run-favored quarterback, and it is number 4, Brady Elish. 2 interceptions tonight, a rushing touchdown, had himself a good punt. He just saw Roach make a great play. Can Elish make some plays here and send Andrean to Lucas Oil? They're going to hand it off to McCoy. McCoy moves it up to the 49. It's a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 3. 2.5 minutes to go.
Andrean is so big along the left side right now. What do we got going on?
Adams Central taking a timeout.
See, and I don't. 2nd and 3, you took that timeout. I'm sure Coach would have preferred to, if they did better on first down, call it. Rashawn Johnson at left tackle is huge. Novak's playing left guard. He's giant. He's a Big Ten player. He's going to IU. The fullback behind him is Ethan Reyna, who's got Big Ten offers. The tailback who's behind Brady Elish, who's got Big Ten offers. Like, this is not your typical 2A group. And at this point, first down here.
And I know for the Andrean fans in the back of their minds, and even the players and their coaches, this is a game they've been looking forward to since they found out it was the Adams Central against them, a team that knocked them out last season. And this group has returned, and they were young. They dealt with injuries last year. It was a tall task to get around Adams Central, the eventual state champions.
Sometimes in these games, usually in these games, at some point, you got to be able to run the ball when everybody knows you're going to run the ball, like right now.
Reyna going from his left to his right. And McCoy up the middle. McCoy is just short of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And what's happening right now is that Adams Central keeps bringing people off the edge that have been able to get around, and they're really close to making plays in the backfield.
Yes. Well,
so then here we go with this. Are we going to measure it? What are we going to like? This is too big of a call to look from over there and say it's 3rd or whatever.
And you said that earlier on a play where it looked like it was short and they never brought it out, and Adams Central got the first down. Referees have not wanted to measure for what reason. It's 3rd and 1. Adams Central just used their final timeout, 2:25 to go. This is the season right now, Wally.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hate to make it sound overly dramatic, but it is. This senior group for both teams have had very good careers. They've won lots of games. These Adams Central kids have played in 3 straight state championships.
It's the old story of the unstoppable force and the immovable object between these two teams. And Adams Central has been the unstoppable force, and Andrean, with their big guys, been the immovable object. It's 3rd and 1.
All right, so it appears that Andrean's going to go with their tush-push group, knowing that they have two times to do it.
Elish under center. Elish is pushed back as they leaped over the pile. Elish with a second effort, and from the initial spot, it looks like he's going to be short.
Where this guy's running in from, it looks.
Shorts jumped over the pile and got to Elish.
Our guys spot the ball.
They just spotted the ball. They're looking over, and this has to be a time where you bring the chains out, right?
You would think.
Side judge running over here to the Jets sideline, and it looks like these chains are going to be coming out. You can feel the tension in the building. as the chains are coming out.
Well, and Adam Central played that great. I guess their defensive linemen are cutting offensive linemen. They're trying to work two defensive tackles into those A-gaps and bear crawling underneath there, but they bring in the big kids from the second level.
They're looking at the ball, and it's a first down. Andrean gets the first down, and they can milk out this clock as Adam Central is looking at the ball, and they think it's still short. And from the looks from up here, I couldn't tell. Looks like you could maybe fit an index card between the ball and the down marker. But the referees have went with their call. It's a first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical. And for Andrean, they'll go into victory formation. Now Adam Central has no way of stopping the clock. And even Skinner and the coaches of the 59ers are saying, back up. Don't touch the ball yet. You have 25 seconds that you can milk out.
Well, and this is all right. So if we kneel on the ball, what Brady Ellis needs to do if he kneels on it is not hand the ball to the official in the middle of the field. He needs to get up and run all the way back to the white hat in the back because he's the farthest away from the spot. So when it will take that guy longer to spot the ball. So the idea here, if you're going to take a knee, is take a knee, turn around, and sprint to the farthest official away, hand him the ball. One, it looks like you're being polite, but two, you're maybe able to milk a couple more seconds off of it while you're doing it.
The old-fashioned tricks of the trade from a veteran coach here to my left. And Andrean is going to use their timeout. The clock is stopped at 1:43. What a classic game it was tonight. It's really lived up to the billing we thought it was going to be going into it. And it looks like the 59ers, just because of how well their special teams played, are going to get a punch a ticket back to Lucas Oil.
Extremely physical game.
Oh, yes, there's no doubt.
I think that both offensive and defensive lines played really well. It's been a very competitive game. I know that it stinks for the Adams guys.
It is the worst time of the year to be in media because you come to these playoff games and you're excited to do it, but at the end, one team gets to advance, the other team falls short. And this is the first time I've seen this Adams Central team, and hats off to them. And I know they'll be back next year because this is a tight-knit group from the coaches to the players.
Look, the official that he just handed the ball to is 1 foot away from where the spot is. So when you take a knee, get up and go walking off to the side somewhere and make the officials come get it from you. Don't hand it to the guy in the middle and let him put it straight on the ground. I don't know if it's going to matter.
And right now, Andrean can run this down to about a minute and then take another knee and take their time before taking the knee. It's second down right now. 3 seconds left, and they're going to snap it, step back, and then another knee.
Keep walking. Nope.
Yeah, that back judge is coming up really quickly.
Yeah, he is.
But you're starting to see the celebration for the 59er faithful as they have to take one more knee.
Hey, and with all due respect, I'm ecstatic for Andrean and their coaches and their kids, but the run that these guys from Adams Central have been on the last 4 years, those kids and their parents, it's been an unbelievable. I mean, to go to the state finals 3 years in a row and then make it to the semi-state again, there's not a lot of teams anywhere in the country that could say that. So for those guys, they played hard, they played clean. Their kids act like they've been there before, but man, look at the excitement on the Andrean side.
Like a bunch of school kids running around. Next week, the Andrean team will make the trip from 5959 Broadway to 500 South Capitol Avenue in Indianapolis, Indiana. The Andrean 59ers are semi-state champions, and they're going back to Lucas Oil for the first time in 4 years. As both teams going to their high five line. An incredible game we got to broadcast here. Kudos to Andrean and, of course, Adams Central. It was absolute joy to watch them play. And we'll have to go through some awards. But right now, the biggest accomplishment for Andrean is winning a 2A semi-state, and they'll be one of the final 2 teams to play in this division.
Yeah, as much as this that you're excited, like this is the big hump, right? I think winning the sectional, I think, is the hardest thing to do in high school football because you got to win 3 weeks in a row. Once you get into the regional and semi-state and you're playing somebody that you're not familiar with, although these two happen to be familiar with each other from last year, that's kind of a different animal. But sometimes I feel like everybody talks about we want to go to state, we want to go to state, we want to go to state. Now the coaches at Andrean, and they're veterans, they've done this before, Chris and those guys, they've won a state title a couple of years ago. They got to convince their kids tomorrow morning, hey, guess what? You're right, we're happy to go to the state title, but, if we're going to go, heck, we might as well win the thing.
Well, they'll get to face off against either Brownstown Central or LaPel. We'll find out who that is in just a moment as they go through this Jack and Van Til hometown scoreboard. But we do know this. Region went 2-0 tonight. Maryville won their game. Andrean wins their game. 2 teams will represent the region in Indianapolis this year, and that is an exciting stat.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, to think about, and both Andrean and Maryville are similar in that they schedule people that are good, and their staffs and their programs are confident enough in what they're doing that they don't care if they lose early in the season because they know it's only going to make them better. Where you got Maryville playing parochial powerhouses in Chicago early in the year where they get a loss. And obviously they lost to Crown Point. But in Andrean stepping up to go play Maryville, so that both of those programs are scheduling people to try to get better because they know that these are what the games are going to be like.
We're going to step aside and we'll come back to give out some awards, some thank yous, and wrap up tonight's broadcast. As you're listening to the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Oak Partners provides comprehensive investment consulting services with the goals of increasing clients' wealth and protecting their financial future through professional guidance and professional investment strategy. With locations in Crown Point and Valparaiso, Oak Partners has been assisting region clients for over 25 years. Call Oak Partners today for a complimentary consultation. 219-795-1000. The relationship makes the difference. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Catch is an elite sports-themed eatery with over 25 big-screen TVs featuring the NFL ticket. Located on the corner of US 30 and Broadway in Maryville, Catch is open 7 days a week. Stop in and catch your favorite team while enjoying a delicious entree off of our full menu. With a private dining area that seats up to 40 people, now is the time to plan your private event. Check out Catch on the web at catch22nwi.com. Catch in Maryville, get your catch on.
One of Northwest Indiana's most respected law firms, Burke, Costanza & Carberry, now has an office in LaPorte. With additional offices in Maryville and Valparaiso, BCC serves their clients with more than 20 attorneys. Providing trusted counsel and advocacy, BCC practices in a wide range of areas including estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. BCC is committed to serving the region's growing legal needs. Learn more about Burke, Costanza & Carberry online at bcclegal.com. Looking for something fresh to eat? Look no further than McAllister's Deli in Maryville. McAllister serves up handcrafted sandwiches, fresh salads, ginormous spuds, and of course their famous sweet tea. And they do it 7 days a week. Once you're there, relax and let them handle the rest. McAllister's Deli is located at 8217 Broadway in Maryville. Dine in or carry out. Call 219-472-0663 or order online at McAllistersDeli.com/Maryville. Sign up for McAllister's Reward. Earn, redeem, and enjoy. McAllister's Deli in Maryville. Looking for authentic Mexican flavor in the region? Come and enjoy the fresh, bold taste of La Torria Mexican Restaurant in Maryville. Located at 540 East 81st Avenue, La Torria is open Monday through Saturday for lunch and dinner. From sizzling entrees to home-style favorites, every dish made with tradition and packed with flavor. And with daily specials, there's always something new to try. Hungry now? Give them a call. 219-472-8262. Dine in or carry out. La Torria Mexican Restaurant. A little bit of Mexico in your own backyard.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back as Armor Construction presents RSN game night coverage of the IHSAA State Football Tournament right here on the Region Sports Network. Angel Mile with Wally McCormick just saw an exciting finish between Adams Central and Andrean, but the 59ers are heading to Lucas Oil Stadium to play for a 2A state championship. They win 24-19, and their opponent is going to be the Brownstown Central Braves as they beat the Lapel Bulldogs 31-21, and they won't be the only team representing the region down in their Circle City. The Maryville Pirates blow out the Concord Minutemen 41-14, and they'll face off against the New Palestine Dragons next week. That is a Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard updates. And follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the hometown scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/Region Sports, facebook.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til. And head on over to Catch, where the games are always on and the good times never stop. Whether you're here to watch the game on any of the 25 big screen TVs or enjoying the fantastic food with friends, we've got you covered. Catch on the corner of Broadway and 30 in Maryville. Get your Catch on. Wally, it was a classic game, exactly what we thought we were going to get. When you looked at the two teams, you broke it down, you knew it was going to come down to whoever made the least amount of mistakes. And for Andrean, early they were making the mistakes, but they cleaned it up, and they look like a fantastic football team down the stretch.
Yeah, and I think still that, Coach Skinner and those guys can look at the tape tomorrow and say, you know what, guess what? We could be better than this because we didn't play well in the red zone on either side of the ball. We got stopped twice within got a penalty, got stopped on the 3-yard line. That it's a huge accomplishment to win this game. Obviously, that's a huge hurdle. But now, let's go win the other one. Andrean has played in a lot of state finals since – well, I think Ted Karras was the first one probably in about 95 to make it to the state finals, and they've been down there a bunch of times in multiple different classes. But to anybody that thinks that this is easy or that this is boring, look at those guys and how excited they are right there. That's pretty awesome. All their parents and all the guys out on the field, it's a neat thing. It's a big hurdle, and it's even better because the Maryville people are going to be there too. And, congratulations to Brad Cease and his coaching staff and the kids over at Maryville. They got a really good team. And they play New Pal, who's a really good team. But, nobody said winning the state title was supposed to be easy. You're not going to go down there and play a bum. But don't sleep on the Pirates and don't sleep on the Niners because they both got a shot, and that's what more than a lot of people could say.
Yeah, with this being an audio-only call, you can't see it, but it is just a pile of humanity on the right side of the field, where the Andrean fans, the families, the coaches, whoever represents the 59ers and the players, of course, taking pictures, celebrating with the semi-state trophy. They avenged their tough loss last year to the same team, the Adams Central Flying Jets. So there was some extra motivation in this game for Andrean, and they came out and they really proved why they're even in this spot in the first place. And they'll go up against Brownstown next week to decide who is the 2A state champions. Now it's time to hand out some awards. First up, it's the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. And the thing about 2A, Wally, is that you have to play both sides of the football. It doesn't mean that you're going to be great at both sides. But for tonight, Brady Alish had some crucial plays offensively, had a rushing touchdown, 2 big interceptions. He's our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game.
Yeah, he did everything tonight for Andrean, and there's a lot of guys that played well for Andrean. Adams Central's offense is really, really good, and to hold them to, that last touchdown is kind of an outlier, I guess, with the 95-yard pass. But a lot of guys that played good, but Brady had for him, got to be an awesome last game to play at 5959 Broadway.
Then we have the Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And for me tonight, Wally, this player was walking around with his jersey literally hanging off of his shoulder pads after he was thrown 4 yards back, somehow completed a pass, and then on 4th and 10, he hooked up with Everett, who ran 95 yards for a touchdown. That is going to be their quarterback, Jamison Roach. That kid is tough and resilient, and he'll have another year to try to get back to Lucas Oil.
He is tough, and he's not a big guy. He's like 5'9", 180 pounds. He runs the ball on every big down in the game. He plays defense for them. He's a warrior. He's tough. You could start a football team with a guy like him playing quarterback, and he'll be back again. So don't be shocked if Adams Central doesn't have a heck of a year again next year.
It's time to name the proud to be Union play of the game, presented by Iron Workers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union Iron Worker. And we're going to go to the play that I thought, and you also agreed with this, really changed the tide of this game. It was when Javier McCoy pushed a Adams Central player into their punter, knocked it back, Morehouse would pick it up and run it in for a touchdown. And after that, the 59ers were all guns-ho from the rest of that game.
And pushed is an understatement. He launched that
kid's
kid.
Ridiculously strong.
Yeah, that was and special teams, some huge emotional plays today. The long kickoff return, the block extra point, the block punt. That was a big one.
Well, Wally, any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's broadcast and send everyone on their merry way?
No, I think it's a great night for Northwest Indiana. During the course of the seasons, everybody's respective fan groups, we dislike the other people, but when it gets to the playoffs, we all, I would assume, want to see as many teams from Northwest Indiana make it to the state finals. And the fact that we got both Maryville and Andrean playing for a championship next week is awesome.
The Maryville Pirates, they wish good luck to Andrean. Andrean returned the favor. And guess what? Both teams are going to be in Lucas Oil next week to play for a state championship. So the region stands tall on this chilly November 21st on the last Friday of football in Northwest Indiana. Some thank yous go out to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, operations manager, Rich Castillo, Heather Ames, who is our sales manager, coordinating producer, Zach Miller, that's Miller with 2 eyes, and the sports director, Mike DeWan. For the coaches, Michael Mosher. For Adams Central, Chris Skinner of Andrean. The athletic directors for Adams Central, Jeff McCullough and Neil Dimos of Andrean, and of course our listeners on Facebook /Region Sports Nation, YouTube /Region Sports, and regionsports.com. For my producer Clint Klaus and my partner Wiley McCormick, I've been Andrew Mild, and this has been the IHSAA Football State Tournament presented by Armor Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.